He's reaching in the desk and he pulls out a stack of books. And I said, excuse me, brother. You said you were going to arm me. And he says, excuse me, young brother. I just did.
Oh, I love this trailer so much. It is like PUBG in the real life. So hello, and welcome. I'm Testri and I will be your host. Today we are playing the second qualifiers and I hope you are ready to jump straight into the final. PUBG Mobile on the way. But first, I hope everybody know what SkillzVault is, but if not, this is explainer for you. Esports stars. Hi there, SkillzVault is finally live. There is an opportunity to find new global esports stars who had not had a chance to show themselves so far or who are simply hiding their presence from the world. Now it is a chance for them to be on everyone's lips. Perhaps this is what we are waiting for. Perhaps it is you who will meet your idol and try to become the best duo partner in global competition between countries. Of which countries we are talking about?
There are 5 countries participating in SkillzVault. Korea. Registration starts on the 9th of August. The finals, in the other hand, will start on the 18th of September. Japan. Registration for this country will start on the 30th of August, and the final part will start on the 10th of October. Vietnam. The qualifiers will start on the 9th of September. Final part will start on the 10th of October. China will start qualifying on the 27th of September, while the finals will take place on the 6th of November. Brazil, which you can sign up for from the 11th of October, while the finals will take place on November.
Both stars are for your disposal, but only if you try you'll be able to find out who you play better with in duo. Represent your country and fight for the SkillzVault champion title and for $6,000 in Bitcoin Vault per region. Will you be the best in your country individually? We will find out in the finals, but if you will win, you will get additional $5,000 in Bitcoin Vault. Don't wait, sign up now. As you have heard, so much money on the table. I think you can grab them, reach for them, but first of all, you need to join to our qualifications. If you didn't, just sign up right now. Go straight to www.skillzvault.gg and sign up for these qualifications and maybe for the qualifications in the next week, because there are 4 qualifications. We are looking for 4 nice people to play with. Sadu TV. Who is Sadu TV? I think you should know him, but if not, this is a video who, you know, get you closer to him. Hello, I'm Testri and you are watching SkillzVault. Today with me under a hail of questions will be Sadu TV from Korea. Now I will ask you a few questions, 6 to be exact. Please answer as honest as possible, okay? So the first question, please tell me, who are you going to be for SkillzVault?
아무래도 팀원들이랑 처음 맞추는 거니까 메인 오더 혹은 서브 오더로 팀을 이끄는 게 가장 좋을 것 같습니다. 혹시 팀에 오더가 있다면 뒤에서 지원해주는 포탑 역할도 나쁘지 않을 것 같고요.
Okay, thank you. So what do you think? Who are you going to face?
다들 아마 잘하시는 분일 거라 생각이 됩니다. 인플루언서 분들도 계시는 만큼 페어플레이 위주로 될 것 같아요.
Okay, so what are you going to focus on during each game?
팀원들이랑 놀다가도 교전할 땐 정말 집중해서 교전에 딱 몰입하는 편입니다.
Sadu, what is going to be your role in a team, huh?
SR과 장거리 배울 연사를 좋아하는 편이기 때문에 뒤에서 지원해주는 이 포탑 역할이 가장 자신 있습니다.
Well, I keep my fingers crossed. So, who do you think should participate in the event?
우선 한국인들과 세계 각국의 인플루언서 분들이 참여해 주시면 가장 좋을 듯 싶어요.
According to you, what is SkillzVault?
우선 처음으로 참가하는 글로벌 대회여서 그런지 긴장도 되긴 하지만 한편으론 한국을 대표해서 이런 큰 대회에 참가하는 것 자체가 영광인 것 같습니다. 좋은 자리에 초대해 주셔서 정말 감사합니다.
Okay, Sadu TV, thank you very much for the answers. I hope you will smash your opponents on the field. Thank you, and have a nice day. See you soon. Oh, I think this pink t-shirt is only misdirection, because I think it is devil inside Sadu TV. A young, nice boy, but he's very good at playing, and you will see him in the finals. But if we are talking about finals, let's meet the second Korean representative. This is Duchi Wapuko, and this is my interview with him. Today with me is Tuchi Wapuku. Hello.
네, 안녕하세요. 반갑습니다.
Okay, so I got a few questions for him so we can know him a little better. So you are streaming from around 8 years. You have your own studio. The question is, would you change anything in your life right now, if you could?
저는 지금 현재 인생에 너무 만족을 하고 있기 때문에 이게 바꾸고 싶은 건 하나도 없고 좀 이대로 그냥 변하지 않고 지냈으면 좋겠습니다. 방송을 좀 꾸준하게 좀 하고 싶기 때문에. 네.
And how would you encourage young people to follow your footsteps?
일단 유튜브를 좀 하고 싶은 분들에게는 좀 조언을 해드릴 건 사실 본인의 좀 가장 컨텐츠를 좀 개발하는 게 좋지 않을까 생각을 합니다. 가장 좀 힘이 될 수 있는 하나의 큰 컨텐츠가 있으면 그걸로 인해서 또 성공하는 케이스가 굉장히 많기 때문에 본인만의 그런 매력을 또 보여줄 수 있는 컨텐츠 개발이 가장 필요할 것으로 생각이 됩니다.
Okay, thank you very much. We've got some tips for life. But now the question is, what are your tips for the players participating in SkillzVault?
일단은 참가하는데 좀 이제 좋은 의미를 좀 가지고 즐거운 게임을 해서 좀 스킬볼즈에 대한 약간 분위기를 좀 만들면 가장 좋을 것 같고요. 함께 사실 최선을 다해서 이기던 지던 결과를 좀 따지기보다는 좀 이런 거에 좀 의미를 좀 크게 가졌으면 좋겠다는 마음이 좀 듭니다. 그리고 잘 준비한 만큼 잘 마무리했으면 좋겠습니다.
Of course, the atmosphere is very, very important according to skill and luck. And I wish you good luck on the field. Thank you very much. Twichiwa was our guest. Thank you very much again and see you. See you on the field. Twichiwa, a very clever guy. A very nice guy, a very clever guy with his own studio, his own streaming set. I think we all want to live his life, but for now, I think the first good step is to jump straight into qualifications. And if you want to do this, I will repeat this every single time, www.skillzvault.gg. You can jump to our qualifications. You can join, you can sign up for the next week. We are playing in a week, so the next qualifications maybe yours. There are so many players interested in SkillzVault, and I'm talking to you right now. Don't think too much. Just sign up and try your luck, try your skill. So talking about skill, they are very skilled with talking, and I will talk to them in a moment. Welcome our casters. Can we talk right now? I said casters. Last week it was only a caster, only a Tarzan. I think you know him well. But today with me is also Sandstorm. Hello.
Yeah. Good
Hello,
morning.
guys.
Or good evening. How are you?
Good morning, good evening. Just hello. It will be perfect. I'm fine. And you? Tell me. How are you? How are you?
I'm feeling really excited. I'm really excited to jump into the action, see what these guys have to offer, see maybe the next star coming up from these regions might be joining us in the PUBG Mobile World stage. Who knows? Maybe they start their journey here with SkillzVault.
Okay, we know almost everything about Professor Tarzan, but you are the new guy on our stream, so please tell to the people something about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm originally Palestinian. I was born in Ireland. I've been living in Ireland for the past 7 years, and I started casting about 5 years ago.
Okay, 5 years. That's a nice, package of experience. Only mobile games?
No, so I basically started off doing MOBAs. I started working on like League of Legends and stuff like that. Maybe got into Overwatch, a little bit of CSGO, but I guess the main reason I started breaking out was because of PUBG Mobile. So I feel like I made it as a caster because of PUBG Mobile, so everyone here has the opportunity to make it as a player as well through SkillzVault.
Perfect. And Tarzan, how are you today? How you been doing in this week of absence on our stream? Yeah.
I can say I miss it. You know, it's going to be quite funny. You know. Oh, you're talking about. Wait, I thought he's asking me like the absence of 1 week.
Yes. I was asking you.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's the same, right? Like because I feel like Sandstorm was with me, spiritually for last week. It helped me perform or whatnot, But it's been a good week, a week to build the energy back up, and to get to know the some cryptocurrency as well. When we look at those prize pool, is actually incredibly interesting and amusing to me. Yeah, for once, maybe as a caster or in whatever I do, to be paid in cryptocurrency would be a bit of a change.
Yeah, there were some tournaments also in the past when the players got some cryptocurrencies, and if they forget about this, I think they are very lucky right now. But now there is another opportunity to get some Bitcoin vaults to our virtual wallet. What do you expect for today's games, Tarzan?
I expect a lot more competition. To be fair, like we want to see more stacked lobbies. I want to see certain individual skills. We talked about use of vehicle last time, and you'd be surprised how useful it can be when you found a pocket to control, and then using that one car against just solo players. Maybe actually a trick, to winning this one. So many situations we've seen those deaths happening because people just need to run for their life. And if you've got a car, maybe a little bit easier. So maybe small tip in those early game preferences.
And Sarstone, have you seen the past qualifications?
I did manage to actually catch it a little bit towards the end, and I had two emotions, honestly. One, I was very mad that I missed it, and two, it got me very excited for week 2, just so I can jump into the action and see what the guys have to offer for the second time around, because I was really frustrated that I couldn't be here for the first one.
We are very happy to have you now here also. But guys, so we are, I think we are starting in a few minutes. The game is almost ready. We are talking about some tips. I asked also Tuchiwa Puku to some tips for the games. We've heard a lot of tips from Professor Tarzan. So now, Sanderson, to you, what is the, I don't know, perfect start for you? What should the players do on the map to win the battle?
Well, I guess it starts from the second that you see that plane path. You can already kind of scout and see which locations you think are going to be the most contested ones just from the plane path. It depends on, first of all, what kind of playstyle you want to have. Do you want to go for the aggressive playstyle? Do you want to go for the passive one? But the one that I see personally, I guess, that will get you to that first place spot, try to just play for the third party every single time. Play for the third party. Wait for the right opportunity. No one's gonna be paying attention to you. You can just come in, swoop in, maybe steal the kill, maybe get that first place position with a couple of kills, get yourself a couple of points on the board. But that's what I want to see personally. Maybe that might be the wrong play style. Okay, I know a lot of people like to play very aggressively. Maybe some people like to play passively. I just like to ruin the fun for everyone else.
Okay, but that's interesting. We haven't talked about this last week. Yeah, just wait for two players to during the battle and just attack them. Just attack them. That's so simple. Yeah, but yeah, we've talked about this is SkillzVault tournament and the pointing system. It's like aggressive. You see this pointing system and there is aggressive into it because 30 points for every single kill, it's a lot.
Yeah, so I think you'd want to be relying on that then. You'd want to be relying on going for a few kills. The thing is, at least you want to try and combine that by staying alive for the first 15 minutes. Make sure that you have some kind of loot in order for you to have the best chances when you go for a fight. So maybe land in a couple of compounds on the outskirts of a city like Pachinki or Gatka, for example, when it comes to Erangel. Play around those areas, get some loot, and then try and basically just search for the fight. Come in, third party, get the kill, get out. Try not to spend too much time around the area after you get the kills or even during the fight.
I think we missed one very important topic last week, stress, because people are maybe first time on the stream, yeah. So it is completely different when you are playing at your home, when you are playing, on your own keyboard. You are playing still, but people are watching you. So this is completely different. So maybe some tips, because you're a caster, Tarzan is a caster, I'm a host right now. So I think we can give some tips to think about. Not stressing. I don't know how to say.
I guess that's the thing. When you look at the situation, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Stress will always be a key factor when it comes to esports in general. When it comes to these kinds of tournaments, because there's a prize on line. You're all playing for something. You're all here for one specific reason. you want to get first place. You want to be the representative of your country in this tournament at the end of the day. So even that will add even more stress on the players. But
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, the best thing that we can tell you, I guess, in ways of dealing with that stress is just think about the game and the game at hand. Don't think about anything else. Don't think about the people watching you. Don't think about the points. Just play your game. Don't let anything outside of that affect you. And I know it's simple. I know it's difficult, but I think that's genuinely just
Simple
how you
to
can-
say. I think it is harder to do. What do you think,
yeah.
Tarzan? Yeah.
It's easier said than done, right? So I think sometimes it's about they're not talking about an idea, which there's so many useful ideas, man. But I'd say when it comes to tips, certain techniques, right? So you want to stay fresh, have a good, clear head, maybe have a bit of, I don't know, like coast water, like to wash your face to stimulate some of those what I call trigeminal nerve. So important bits of nerves on the face helps with your brain circulation, help you stay fresh, right? So that's the first thing. Secondly, there's techniques like breathing techniques like box breathing, which is actually used in military. So people use that for entering different mode of battle as well. So it's important in esports too. It's not the typical type of sport where you just go hype and you just go in. It's not that physical. You need to have a clear mind. You can't mess up your coordination. So you need to find that sweet spot, right? So those are some other tips and techniques that these people can use.
So many things to remember. I was thinking about that. Okay, breathing. Okay, focusing on the game. But when I thinking about this, I forgot about the game. Okay, I'm not stressful right now, but I have lost. So, guys, thank you so much. Remember that this is not like a typical interview that I'm asking a question. We can debate on many topics, but for now, I need to thank you. We will back to you a little later. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. So we are back into the topic of SkillzVault, of cryptocurrency, of this virtual money, of this virtual money. And I know a person who can talk about cryptocurrency for hours. Here he is.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. It means that it's one token which is unique. It represents the uniqueness. There's only one. With SkillzVault project, we are launching a series of NFTs related to games, influencers, and competitors that will represent certain figures, certain personas, as well as the teams. So stay tuned for NFT series related to SkillzVault.
And once again, I will send you to www.skillzvault.gg, of course, to sign up to the qualifications. But not only for this, there are many topics, there are many things about cryptocurrencies. So if you are interested in crypto, you want to know more, just go there. We are talking also about NFT, not about crypto, and you can buy NFT on our site. So jump there. You can also go to bitcoinvault.global to know everything about Bitcoin and buy some Bitcoin vaults for yourself. And now we are jumping straight into the PUBG mobile game, and it is like a very known game, but there are many of you, I think, on the chat watching us right now who don't know how to play PUBG and don't know our complicated system, pointing system. So this video is just for you. Hi there! SkillzVault is finally live. There's an opportunity to find new global esports stars who had not had a chance to show themselves so far or who are simply hiding their presence from the world. Now it is a chance for them to be on everyone's lips. If you are from Korea and your unfulfilled dream is to play alongside a star and become a professional esports player, there's only one way you can make it happen: SkillzVault. But how can you participate in it? It's very, very easy. You enter the specially prepared SkillzVault website, which you will find at the address skillvault.gg. Then you will find the sign up tab. There you will be able to see the option to sign up for one of the 4 qualifying tournaments. Thanks to that, you will join the stars who are waiting for you in the match stage of the tournament. And which stars we are talking about?
Tuchiwa is the first Korean player with whom you can create the best duo in your fight for the global SkillzVault champion. Sadu TV is the second Korean representative waiting for you. Remember to sign up as soon as possible.
Okay, so remember that there are 4 qualifying rounds. So even if you can't sign up for the first one, we'll accept you on the second with open arms. So if you are ready to become the best, it is worth knowing how and what you will fight for. In each country, the tournament was divided into 3 stages. The first is the qualifying phase, the second is the match phase, and the third is the final. Together with the stars, you will take part in 2 of them, gaining both individual points and those that will add up to the global SkillzVault ranking. If you are the best in your country, a big share of the $6,000 prize pool in Bitcoin Vault awaits you. But that's not all. If your country turns out to be the best among all participants, you will receive a whopping $5,000 in Bitcoin Vault prize and the SkillzVault champion title, as well as eternal respect and a chance to be noticed by headhunters looking for players. If this sounds like an opportunity to you, don't waste it. Sign up now. Okay, so I think it's quite simple right now for you, for me, for our casters. For every single place on the list, you got some points, and for every single kill, you get 30 points. So this is your power level, combining, killing, fragging with a place you will get on the field. So this is quite simple, and we can easily compare it to the different countries because, as you remember, we are not playing only in Korea. This is international tournament. We are playing also in Japan, Vietnam, Brazil, and Vietnam and Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Brazil. Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Brazil. What did I miss? Maybe our castles will tell us.
Man, you know what? I'm disappointed, but it's okay. It's China, Testry. It's China.
Yeah,
It's
of
the big
course,
region.
of
But you know
course.
what? Hey guys, cut him some slack, okay? I think there's also some because in China, the version of PUBG is called Peace Elite, right? So you're essentially not wrong. So yes, it's PUBG Mobile in these 4 regions.
You know where's
Peace Elite.
now you know where is my joke because they are not playing PUBG Mobile. Yeah.
I should get paid extra by saving him. What do you think, Zach?
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think you should get an extra bit for that. Although he did,
Maybe.
He did have a nice save though. He did have a nice save. I'll give him that too.
Amazing.
Thank you, man. I forget my wallet. Maybe I will use my virtual one. We'll talk about this after the match. So the match is coming. I think in more or less 20-30 minutes we can start the match. Wait a second. Once again, 30. Okay, 20 minutes. Half an hour, so we'll jump to the field in a half an hour. So we have many topics. So first of all, we were talking about concentration. We were talking about stress, but we also I want to also ask you about PUBG mobile scene around the world.
How should we start? I would say let's start by when it comes to fan base popularity. I think is literally kind of popular everywhere. But when we talk about crazy fans or whatnot, they are definitely crazier in Southeast Asia right now. I think the organization's done a great job, and then the fans are so passionate. It's like every single one of them, I shouldn't say half of them, would agree to marry the player. It doesn't matter. They just love them to bits. They are so loyal as well, right? So after that, I think would be the South American team. They would have the similar type. I think it's also when it comes to the culture of those local countries, not just the culture within the game or gaming community. They're just passionate people. The Brazilian team's amazing, right? So we've got good longevity when it comes to teams staying together as well. And I think it's still extremely popular in the rest of the world, right? China is its own niche, Japan starting to have franchise. So leaving us with the Arabian region, amazing as well. So Europe and NA, of course, when it comes to production, we've got a lot around these regions. But when it comes to maybe popularity, I feel like it's been spread thin towards some other games, maybe on other platforms as well. But that's kind of my read to the field and the scene right now.
What do you say about this? Because I'm thinking in Europe, I think the mobile thing is spreading very very quickly. YouTube now is watched on mobile games sometimes even more than on PC, on TV, on mobile games. So our cell phones always with smartphones, always with us to playing some games, maybe to play some PUBG. What do you say about it?
I'll take this one. Honestly, I agree because I guess I can speak specifically at least for the MENA region, and I'll say for the let's say the Southeast or South Asian regions as well. There's a lot more focus. There will always be a lot more focus towards mobile gaming than, let's say, PC gaming. For example, from my experience in, let's say, the MENA region, at least, you have a lot more mobile gamers than you do have PC gamers. So there, I guess, when it comes to PUBG Mobile, it has a much bigger fan base. 2, it has a much larger player base, and 3, the fact that you can play it on the go, I feel like is one of the biggest things or one of the biggest attractions to the game itself. So over the last couple of years, you've had a massive increase in the prize pools by PUBG Mobile and for its tournaments. You had a massive amount of increase in tournaments in general, the amount of qualifications, the amount of events that are run every single year. And then you have, for best example you have as well, is you have people like SkillzVault who come in and organize a tournament and give everyone the opportunity to also jump into the world of esports through mobile gaming and through PUBG Mobile.
That's nice. That's so huge. I think this is the future. This is the future to play some mobile play some mobile games. And when I thinking about the past, there was not so good games as PUBG Mobile, because you were playing like Snake on the phone, and now you can play with so many players in a really high quality. This I'm surprised. I'm playing very often, and in different situations, because the best thing about this, you can be everywhere. You don't need to be in your home, in your PC. You can play everywhere, in the train, in the subway, wherever you want.
I think it's extremely true. We will not go back, right? It's just we're going to have more and more mobile games, and then we'll have stronger phones. And one day we will start to have certain games that make you feel like, should I get a bigger phone? And you suddenly don't know the difference between your tablet and your phone and stuff like that, right? But the accessibility is important. And I think for me personally, when we talk about, ask me a lot about why I do this thing, what's the dream or whatnot, I think it's great. When it's more accessible, that means it's a bigger audience. That means it's a bigger platform for us to maybe meet a variety of people. The so-called requirement to get into this thing is getting lower and lower, but it becomes also harder to preach certain things, right? And I think following what Sandstorm said about, the different regions, I think the bigger esports other than Korea, right? Other than Korea, there's some key esports PC based that started first in Europe and North America. And so when the other regions are trying to come in, seems like their focus are allowed to be in somewhere that there hasn't been anything, in other regions here. So mobile, you come in, they try to catch up and dominate before the other scenes say that, oh, mobile is actually good as well. So that would be a difference in the pacing of the start in particular mobile games. It's starting to change now, right? Like, and the investment from companies have changed a bit, and I think that will be, the future going in. It will be together, parallel. And if you like PC, you go over there. Mobile, there's a field for you as well. But the accessibility and for me, the outreach would be the key.
To sum it up, guys, I will tell it is sometimes very good to lay down with your phone and play or watch some PUBG Mobile. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm leaving you alone. Thank you so much, guys. The stage, our virtual stage, is yours.
Amazing. Woo. You know what, Sandstorm? This game, man, like, it's just, I feel like we are lacking something that can be filled by curiosity and creativity. Like, we're used to, being on the stage, doing like squad mode, 16 teams, 64 players, and there's occasional noob or two that couldn't make it. And but other than that, so many modes, so many maps, and I think SkillzVault is great for that, right? A solo mode, completely different mentality. What do you think, right, will be the main difference between this and what we're used to?
I mean, like you said, we're used to playing in squad. So I guess like the first thing that comes to mind is a level 3 helmet is very, very useful. So that way you don't get one shot by a car 9 or by anything except an AWM. Considering, if you're playing in squads, you get the chance to get revived. If you're playing in solos, nope, one headshot and then it's all gone. And we all know like that could be one of the most annoying things to experience when you're playing solos. You don't even have a chance to fight back. It's just over. So that would be one of the main things that I'm going to be focusing on. I want to see like what level of loot that most of these players are going to be going through, which locations they're going to be dropping at. So because when you're looking at tournaments and stuff, you always see like, for example, one squad is dedicating, let's say, at one spot every single map. Erangel, we're going to drop in Pachinki. Miramar, we're going to be dropping in, let's go with El Pozo. And that's where we're always going to be dropping. But when it comes to solos, there will always be some kind of contention from the very start. There will always be a couple of fights that will break out at the very beginning of the game. Because no one player can dictate this is going to be my city and no one's going to be allowed in it. You can't have that. So you're going to have to be checking a lot of corners. You're going to have to be watching a lot of angles. You're just going to have to be careful every step of the way. When you're playing as a team, you do have, you can delegate some work. You can get someone to scout. You can get someone to pop a few smokes, for example, if you guys are going to rotate or anything like that. But no, with this, it's all on you. There's no one else to blame for the mistakes. There's no one else to blame for getting eliminated. It's only up to you. And that's what I want to see. I want to see who's going to be the one that's going to come out on top in the games that we have today.
You know what? Like, I love the fact that they get punished heavier for mistakes, right? I'm a terrible person, I think. It's just a different mechanics. Also cutting down certain types of tactics that we're used to seeing. But I think it's a good training, actually. That's why people play maybe solo squads, and solo mode to really refine the power, because they need to be really punished for the smallest things. And I think this is good practice if they want to go on to, a bigger stage. And now is a decent stage, right? So you've got that pressure coming in, and which will be only more and not less when you actually make it some other day. So this is great. And power position is a term that I love using, that we probably love using across the scene. It'll be very different now. Those OP spots that we're like talking about often takes more than one player to hold, right? So they need to rethink now. Okay, for those who've been studying, watching pro players say, oh, that spot is OP. And only when you get there and get killed do you know that it takes more people to hold that spot, because it's so huge, for example. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely agree, because like you said, they're gonna get to the point where, oh my god, this is gonna be such a huge advantage. Next thing you know, you have 5 angles to cover. How in the world am I gonna do it? You can't. So that's the thing. Like, I believe since we have solos and since we have squads, there will be different points of interest. There will be different, strong points throughout the game, and that's what I'm going to be looking towards, for the first game that we're going to be jumping into. where are these guys going to be prioritizing? Usually in tournaments, correct me if I'm wrong, you rarely, for example, see people dropping in military base. You rarely see more than 2 squads ever go to that location in Erangel. When I'm looking at the solo game, I'm looking at a lot of people that are going to be dropping there. Maybe a couple of people might be dropping towards the radio station as well, towards the western side. So it is, at the end of the day, going to be a little bit different than squads, because there's just too many factors that are going to be reliant on you. You can't really rely on anyone else. So that's always going to be affecting everything when it comes to the game.
I think it's true, right? Like, I want to see whether my understanding is correct when it comes to not having a lot of, pro teams, in pro play dropping into military base, is because it's highly predictable. If that is your drop, then your escape routes from that military base island back to the main island would be extremely predictable, very easy to hunt you down. And then, so although it can be a very strong spot, if it ever shifts to the south side, it's still a risk to take, right? But when it comes to solos, completely different. I can't even wrap my brain around it right now. So we're both students here, and it's great. I think I want to be proved wrong. I want to be wowed so much that I didn't know you could do this. This is probably one of the best things you can do in a solo mode. And you know what? We don't know the room settings to the finest details, guys. But if they get those flare guns, man, the BRDM is going to be so OP. I want to see someone just having the vroom vroom fun all around and getting the 30 points after 30 points, man.
That's just gonna be broke, because like, if you're trying to deal with that as a squad, it's already hell. But if you're trying to deal with that as a solo, I feel like it should be like a gentleman's agreement within the whole server. Whoever has the flare gun and actually gets that, the entire server just teams up against him, kills him, and then they go back to normal. What do you think? I feel like that's the best strategy there is. So that's kind of like a way of convincing everyone, don't pick it up. Don't be that one guy in the game. Don't be that one guy.
I feel like that's a great call. I think I need more trust in humanity and the fellow players to make that happen. I feel like there will be people sitting in that same tank would be what the case could be. And you know what? Like, these are hard to spot out. So-called low-key teaming up. We don't know, but like, there's a lot on the line here, guys. So it's not easy, but respect yourself and follow the rules, and so that I didn't make it legal. I hate those stuff. Like, teaming up with him. No. I'm gonna go savage on them. I'm gonna bring this to the court or something. I'm joking, but you know what? Take it seriously, because we've seen these. Like, we'll be watching, and the thing is, it's just a very gentle reminder, right, guys? Sometimes how you do one thing is how you do everything, and when you're making it to the bigger stage, these things can tarnish more than your esports career, because when you get to that level, we need to see your IDs, we know your real name, we have a lot of personal information. I'm not saying that we're going to pass it on to your next boss or something in your other endeavors in life, but like, we've got a lot of transparency now. Like, this so-called portfolio of individuals could be a blessing and a curse, so use it to your advantage, right? So it's great to be around this time in the day, guys. We are both not in the UK. I need to be very careful about that. So I'm in England, and Sandstorm, if you don't mind telling us, I don't know, like, I basically exposed you already.
Ireland. Yeah, no, like, I live in Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, so not part of the UK. Just clarifying. Careful with that one.
Glad that I've done my homework. And guys, if you want to have a great time in the day, man, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to add some colors to this time, right? Because we're going to look at the game that we love, but one way to spend your day, and I want you to do that as well, Sandstorm. I've got this recommendation on YouTube someday when people say, this is something of the coolest country in the world or whatnot. Then I realize I don't know that bloody place. So I've got something like this from time to time and try to study more about the world and pick where I go next by just doing this, like, it could be extremely fun. So I'm going to Chad next to Sudan, and I don't know where that is. So many ways to, stay hungry of those information and those knowledge. Very fun for me indeed.
That's actually pretty cool, because I think a while back I kind of had the same thing when I was playing a lot of GeoGuessr, if you know the game.
I do not. I will search that up.
So basically it basically puts you in like a Google Maps kind of place, and it just puts you in a random location in the world, and you can only, I guess, follow the road that you're on, and you have to find out which country you're in. So I remember playing with a friend of mine who he memorized so many different things about so many different countries, like for example the color or the paint on the pavement on the sidewalk. If it's for example, if it's black and yellow, it's only one possible country out of 3, and he always remembers that. He remembers like those tiny little things that I guess in a real life situation, if you're ever literally lost or dropped off in the middle of nowhere, you might actually find your way. So like playing a game like that really helped him in just getting to know so many different countries, and it gives you like that extra attention to detail. For example, you'd be looking at license plate numbers, you'd look at the language, you'd look at the characters. What can you differentiate? What can you understand from that? So I feel like that's something that it kind of gives you the same idea. You get to learn a little bit about different countries, again, from the comfort of your own home. It's very nice, and it's very entertaining, actually.
Yeah, and you know what? There's always more to see. I think that's a very important thing when it comes to, you know, some coaching that I've done before as well. Like this type of small facts actually helps someone to zoom out, because sometimes when you are so zoomed in, you can get lost. Like you found somewhere and you couldn't get out, and that's like everything. I think this type of mindset to reset basically is extremely important. And when you are into this industry as well, that's just basically personal experience. And there was something else I want to say, and it's very interesting. We talked about what else we kind of do, right? So I'm more like a guy who would step into the healthcare side of things, but also love the arts, and you are good doing what you do. So I don't know how you guys do it, but I didn't know that it was exactly in Dublin that you are at. So I'm going to ask you out for a date. Okay. Like that.
Okay. All right. I'm curious now.
So much. Okay, guys, I've got a girlfriend. Okay, stop. No, it's not that. It's because.
Okay, well, I'm not good enough apparently. That's fine.
Okay. I thought he was going to be like, you're toying with me. But you know what? So I work in musical theatre as well, right? So I talked about, I'm not going to go specific, but that tour that I'm going to go back to, you know, alongside, you know, casting, I'm trying to find that balance now, guys. But the first stop of that, upon opening, is going to be in Dublin. Out of
really,
yeah, like UK and Ireland, we are going to Dublin at the end of the year. So some of our colleagues that we work together with who are also in Ireland, whose name shall not be mentioned. No, I don't know whether I should, but we actually talked about, you know, having a meetup, and then we may have, you know, a guest right now, because in that exact city where I'm going to be. And you know what, guys, that is amazing, the interconnectedness that we get to have, you know, working together across the internet. And I hope you find it a blessing and not, you know, grieve them too much, get too salty because they hit you in the head when it comes to using a bolt action sniper, right? Like, just make a friend if you can, and then always take it easy. I think we should have said that earlier, you know, remember the fun about the game will help you chill and perform better.
I mean, here's the thing. Of course, because like if you look at, I guess, the world within the last year and a half, when it comes to esports and when it comes to gaming, it was one of the ones that wasn't really affected. The only thing that we did adapt, we did change to, like, you know, working online, working from home kind of thing, but we weren't really affected. As gamers, we were used to, for example, like, you know, staying at home for God knows how many hours, just sitting on the same PC, playing games all day. We didn't really feel that effect. And that's something that I love to talk about when we're talking about like esports, and we're talking about like just the world in general. You know, something that I never thought would actually be possible. The fact that, you know, gaming is so prevalent over so many other sectors and over so many different things around the world, that it finally started convincing, I guess, the older generations of like, this is actually a thing. Like, esports is here to stay. It's not just, and you know, you're seeing more and more, for example, university courses, college courses, and tell me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, but if you had the opportunity to go to college and actually study like an esports degree, would that have been your choice if you had the opportunity?
It would probably be a double degree. I think I would, because like for me, even at that age of college entry, guys, it's been almost a decade now. I can still make that choice. That's the amazing thing. Like, with this world right now, I can still say I'm going to go back to uni when I'm 30 years young, right? But you know what? Always learning, and I think I would. Stuff. I'll tell you why. I think as the course mature, as the field mature, I would rely, I think, in good institutions, not only teach you how to be so-called like famous or good player, is to find, we talked about this last week with Testry actually, is to find your skill set and to see where you can shine within this thing that you absolutely love. And then for you to test things, learn, and those skills are absolutely transferable if you allow them to being a good citizen anywhere in the world. And I think that is something that's highly overlooked right now. Yes, it's getting bigger. And, for me, I know I can be here and be a decent player. Didn't go for that because there's enough of that already. People could be more talented. Could be a coach. I tried to, but you know what? There are coaches out there who would just help you win the game. I ended up falling in love with, building, players. That is just a platform. You want to be a better player. Sometimes you see them be a better player after being a better person. With the outlook of life, knowing where this thing sits helps you develop and come in knowing that you're not trying to grieve yourself or put yourself in have any self-remorse because of those things. So I think it's extremely important. Whilst it's extremely beautiful, don't lose out on the other, silver linings at the, how should I say, the periphery of your eyes.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you because like you may, and something that you mentioned actually before was the fact that you might be coming to Ireland at the end of the year, and it's just like those kind of connections. You meet people from all over the world. You make so many amazing connections that you never thought were possible through gaming and through something like PUBG Mobile. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are going to be taking a very short break, but when we come back, we'll be coming back with the first game of the day, so make sure that you stay tuned. We'll see you soon.
Price of cryptocurrencies are determined by the market, by the game between supply and demand. It's the same story with forex markets or stocks markets or commodities. If supply is bigger than demand, then price drops. If the demand is bigger than supply, price increases.
Like science, in training room, test out the weapons, test out different ranges, and that is the beautiful one. El Azhar fight will be a wrap, really to the extent that we want, but there will definitely force some rotation and movement coming out from a winner with the name, but he did not hit the jump.
Bitcoin Vault is very similar to the king of crypto, Bitcoin, but the main difference is that it is possible to reverse a transaction with our cryptocurrency. With Bitcoin Vault, if you make a mistake, if you change your mind, you can always reverse your transaction. You have 24 hours for that. It's a limited time opportunity. There are numerous ways you can use Bitcoin Vault. Like for example, we have a partnership with Exino. It's e-commerce where you can use your Bitcoin Vault to buy, for example, gaming accessories. Or you can create an account with a free wallet where you can buy gift cards. Those gift cards you can use in both online and offline stores. Or if you want, you can buy BTCV and donate to the prize pool of SkillzVault.
Close to St. Martin, outside of the zone though. We've got another minute to go. That's going to be a little bit of using that cover player, ring around the rose. And that's the thing, right? Like, you can escape someone's crosshair. But we'll have a bit of a spray down, and this loadout will continue to work out for this player as he gets his fourth.
NFT stands for non-fungible token. It means that it's one token which is unique. It represents the uniqueness. There's only one. With SkillzVault project, we are launching a series of NFTs related to games, influencers, and competitors that will represent certain figures, certain personas, as well as the teams. So stay tuned for NFT series related to SkillzVault.
Start to feel like a classic game for me, and vehicle all sorts of enemy just running his way in. Circa now though is not ready. Many power points in here. The power factor will raise like crazy coming into this. Oh my lord, the utility comes huge.
SkillzVault by BitcoinVault is the gaming talent show which connects esports former players, famous influencers with young people who want to become an esports star. SkillzVault by BitcoinVault is the project operated and created by ESE. Viral Agency is the main producer of this project.
Do all these like science, you know, in training room, test out the weapons, test out different ranges, and that is the beautiful one. El Azaha fight will be around to the extent that we want, but they will definitely force some rotation and movement coming out from a winner with the name, but he did not hit the jump, and that was the landing down as he had player 97 here slowly creeping. I'm just giving any sound, and he will land it. And that's it. He just choked completely. He got the AK maybe in that range. That's something that you didn't expect. Close to St. Martin. Outside of the zone though. We've got another minute to go. That's going to be a little bit of using that cover player. Ring around the rosy. That will be barrel into the M4 with the finish. With that headshot as well, I believe. And that's the thing, right? Like, you just stopped on at the wrong time, buddy. That will be him. That you can escape someone's crosshair. But we'll have a bit of a spray down, and this loadout will continue to work out for this player as he gets his fourth. Start to feel like a classic game for me. And vehicles, all sorts of enemy just running his way in. Circa now though is not ready to force out some movement. How do I make a decoy with the fake smoke as we have this player maybe getting many power points in here? The power factor will raise like crazy coming into this. Oh my lord, the utility comes huge as we say it, and this player has shown it all this game.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be jumping into the first game of the day. Me and Tarzan are hella excited to be jumping into it. And, make sure to let us know in the comments. Obviously, because we're just going to be going with solo, so throw out a random number, see if you can guess who comes out on top, and good luck. Tarzan, I want to ask you the same question. I want to add a little bit of, I guess, predictions when it comes to it. I'm very well known for absolutely cursing every single player and every single team I ever talk about or compliment in any way. So I'm out, but I'm gonna put all the pressure on you. Give me a random number or give me a player that you think will, I guess, just guess.
You're trying to trigger me right now. You know, that's not how I make predictions. Right? Like, there's no data. Like, he's known to be the guy who would like analyze like momentum, think about like mental skills, you know, all that stuff. And it's like, no, you don't know the names, you don't know how to pronounce them, you don't know how many players. Choose a number. You want me to take that?
Because like I agree. Because like before we at least have some kind of, I guess, any kind of information about like the teams, but because it's a solo tournament, we're just going to be getting a lot of solo players jumping in. It is going to be a lot more difficult than normal. But you know what? I wish everyone the best of luck. I'm going to go with 72 because that's my favorite number. And I'll explain why later.
I will just go for it. 18, I guess.
Okay.
It's a part of my email address, so I'm just going to use something.
Wait, okay, so
but you know
is it related to your birthday? I'm going to try and crack your 4-digit pin now.
Let's go.
It is? All right.
It's actually not my 4-digit pin, but yes, I was actually on the 18th, so now you guys got 12 options. My God, like information, cyber security, we don't know what to say anymore. But you know what? It's fine. I can let you guys know. It doesn't matter. Like, but you know what? I'm not going to say it now. But 18 is going to be my number, and it's actually not the reason why it's in my email address for esports. Guys, try to separate them. You know, organize your life around. Small tip right there, right?
All right. Well, you know what? Okay, so we got 72 and we got 18. Those are the two lucky numbers. But obviously, we wish everyone else the best of luck. We are going to be jumping into the game within just a couple of minutes. And this is something that we actually discussed before, and I want to kind of bring it back. Since we are going to be playing on Erangel, we are going to be playing on Miramar for our second game. You mentioned that, you know, there's not a lot of teams that will drop to a location like military base just because it is very, you know, you are correct. It is very, very predictable. You can either, you know, rotate using one of the bridges, but it can be very difficult if you have a lot of teams like gatekeeping. Do you think we might see some kind of gatekeeping playstyle from those players, considering that it is going to be 30 points per kill? So do you think that some people, I guess, if the playing path was to allow it, might we see some gatekeeping on the bridges, or maybe some, I guess, Coast Guard patrol with the boats? Maybe we might see a little bit of that throughout the game.
I'd say it's going to be very, very likely. I mean, that's kind of what people do with the game. They need to predict, and if there's a hard shift, maybe from, you know, towards the north side, you want to hold the southern edge to gatekeep. You know, that people will be funneling in from that side. So you know what, like when kills are so important, you want to stay somewhere where you can really get the info and get the chance to open. And sometimes we talk about so-called trigger discipline, right? Like you may get a knock and not a kill. In finals, you get every single kill, but that topic is still true. I think especially when people try to strike, when you know where exactly the enemy is, yes, you may need to find a different sightline, but maybe the zone's about to shift away from you. Maybe you're on this previous edge, you need to get out, the new zone's about to be here, you decide to open fire now, then you may get yourself exposed. You know, some people may be closer to the next circle than you are, and they heard it, and they wait for you. So I think this is one way to see trigger discipline, which even in pro play sometimes is lacking. Is if I shoot now, if I do this now, what would it mean later? What could it mean later? So a little bit of tip for all of you there.
Yeah, I actually saw one of those examples like yesterday, where let's say you basically have a Mexican standoff. You have 3 teams or 3 players that are basically left alive. But I guess so. You had one person who had I guess he had the best perspective on both of the last two, or I guess on the last 2 teams. He saw the last 2 teams fighting, but he had the opportunity to actually like steal a kill and basically guarantee second place. decided not to. Just waited for about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. And then one squad wiped the other. There was one player left. He got the kill, secured the win. So it's just those small kind of decisions that you make that really, really benefit you sometimes. It is very good to be patient, especially in the last couple of moments in the game. And yes, we know at that point in the game that you're already dealing with a lot of stress. You're already dealing with, I guess, you got the stream going, you got people watching your every single move. But still, the fact that you're able to, I guess, if you're able to stay calm under pressure, make sure you just wait for the right moment before you unleash it. If you have an M249, if you unleash 150 bullets, or who knows, maybe you just come in rolling with a tank. Just wait for the right time. Make sure you capitalize on those opportunities, and that, I guarantee you, will get you a couple of kills at least, and we'll get you first place, or at least a place in the finals for us for the SkillzVault tournaments.
You know what? I can't wait to see more of it, right? Like, so we talk about cars, we talk about gatekeeping, we talk about squad wipers. Definitely both action snipers severely underused, like, to be fair, in pro player. They should be heavily rewarded in this game mode. The tricky thing is, right, like, you should rarely stay completely still unless you want to restrict audio cues in your surroundings, right? So if someone, it's GG, 8-time scope across 300 meters, seeing you there because you want to not move, to wait for another enemy to come in, that third-party Car 98 shot, 300 meters ended your game, and your chance to get some Bitcoin Vault. Very, very sad times. And, it's all in there. And the ability to stay okay after that is also incredibly important, because we want to remind you guys, like we mentioned last week, if you don't make it through this week's qualifying rounds, you can come back next week. This is week 2. We've got 4 weeks before the final. So, you know what? Try your luck again, or should we say fix things and come back stronger.
Yeah, exactly. You have so many opportunities to actually give it your best. You fail once, you can try again and again and again. And that's one of the best things about the tournament, that SkillzVault is putting out for everyone. The fact that, in most of the tournaments, it's just you sign up, you get one chance, you get knocked out. Okay, bye. We'll see you next split, or we'll see you next season. We'll see you next year. But the fact that you have multiple opportunities to actually just try, and it gives you the best kind of chances to kind of genuinely improve your performance, genuinely improve your skill level. When you are put in this competitive mindset, when you are put in this competitive atmosphere, it will definitely kind of like just improve your skill in general. Because I know, for example, myself, I'm not the best player, I'm not the worst player, but if I was to ever participate in tournaments and stuff like that, and if I was to take it seriously, I'd love to, kind of like practice, up my aim, up my game, and kind of be part of the best. But that's not going to happen. I'm terrible. And so is my aim. But Tarzan, I believe we are going to be jumping into the first game of the day very, very shortly. I'm very, very excited. Hopefully, we'll get some action right from the beginning of the game. But I want to see where that playing path is going to be going.
I'm also looking forward to see, of course, when we talk about playing path, we predict phase 1 circle. Not really predict, but we can make a lot of analysis coming from it. We're looking forward to seeing some names that we can't pronounce. It's going to be a bit of a recurrent, interesting point. So we are going to find out. So bear with us, guys, but we will try our best, right? And I think your outfit may define you more than ever. And we're looking forward to see some, nice skins and here and there. Most importantly, your skills. So we're ready to go, I believe. Anytime production. And we are ready to see the plane fly.
All right, let's have a look. We are going to be jumping into the game. Best of luck to all our passengers. First game of the day. And from what I can see, it doesn't look like it is going to be a terrible plane path. It's going to be coming out from the northwestern, or northeastern side, rather. Coming out all the way from Zarki. It's going to be flying over George Pool. You got a lot of POIs. There's a lot of positions that people can actually drop in. And we have 27 players participating with us. So there's going to be a lot of empty places here. And I'm expecting quite strong loot from most, if not all, these players. And maybe, who knows, we might not have a lot of fights at the start. But looks like we might have a couple of people dropping early on towards shooting range. And maybe Severny as well.
You know what, like, knowing that there's only 27 players in this lobby, that means the aggression is very important, right? You at least have 70 points to start with. So you get rewarded 400 if you make it to first place. So that means these kills are extremely important. Like knowing where to find that balance is extremely key. But these early kills would just quickly translate into your placement point, which is usually not the case, right? Sometimes when you have more players, like even if you go get those early kills, you're still within that range to get 0 placement points until more eliminations come through. So this time round, this aggression, right, and the mindset around it can be adjusted accordingly. I don't know whether we have those numbers, Sandstorm, because they like to jump into whatever slot they want. Team 80? How should we call this guy? We come up with a format, like with these blokes who love, some of their lucky numbers.
I think we just go with the number, because number 80 right now, I'm genuinely surprised. How in the world are those two people dropping on one compound that is not really like a point of interest on the map? I'm genuinely bamboozled. Like, you'd expect people to be going to, I guess, with that plane path, you had the opportunity to drop in George Pool, you had Hospital, you had Ruins. Hell, if you wanted to, you could go to Rozok School. You even had the opportunity to jump to Pachinki. And that's the thing. You have certain players that will jump, as you can see, in Pachinki. They will drop to cities. You have 2 people in front of us right now. But you also have the players that like to play super, super passive, and they always try to land on a compound that's on the outskirts of one of those cities, and then they would try the third party. And we have player number 1 right here. Kuladis will be the first to go, and we got Team 80 right here. Team 80 just seems wrong, man. We gotta come. Yeah, we gotta come up with something else. I have an idea. We'll use their outfits. We'll use their outfits. Ooh. So we got Teddy Bear in front of us. Okay, we're gonna go. That is a bear, right? Is a bear for a backpack?
Ooh.
I think we can use that.
Well, I'll use Yellow Bear. Should we go for that, right?
Yellow
On
Bear.
the kill feed as well, the second one falls. Sporter. Almost like, it makes me think of Sparta, right? And with the modern weapon. Extremely ironic there, and I love it. You know what? I've got another bit of that. I'm trying to get into the heads of these players, man. Like, going to some split and unusual compounds may actually work for them, because like when you're in those big cities, like when you rotate, maybe you avoid some big cities and you want to just find the next bit of compound that has a strong control, strong view, and sometimes it's none other than these small compounds. And if you get there, no one's there with you, you just get enough loot, right, for 1 to 2 fights. People will rotate in without doing the proper scouting. So hard to scout in solo mode, and then you would just get those early kills. Or it's just really good to set up some choke points for rotations. One spray along that main road, that's GG for someone else.
Yeah, we have 5207 here. I'm not sure what he's doing right now. He did pass by a compound where there was another player. He halted for a second. Maybe he was just scouting. And you mentioned scouting is pretty hard in solos, and yeah, always will be, just because the second you get one headshot when you don't know where you're looking, you don't know where you're going, well, that's the end of the game for you. So we have, what do we call him? What do we call team number 2 here? I know, like, he has the name Jordan, but I feel like if we're going to be calling people by their outfits, we should call everyone by their outfits.
We're going to have so much. I need a notebook, man. Like, for every bit of our creation is worth documenting, and I may forget, right? Like, and the problem is, how many of this type of outfit are we going to get? And that's
okay, you see that we don't. That's the thing, but like with only 24 players, the odds are really, really tiny where we might find the same outfit. But I guess we'll find out. We'll find out, because we will be trying to give everyone their time to shine. We will be trying to give everyone their opportunity to show their skills on stream. Jordan, at the moment, he's still just waiting. I'm assuming he did hear the firefight between. I guess he had a backpack that had a very scary clown on the back of it. I just keep thinking Pennywise might be the best call here. What's your take?
Could do. I need to see which backpack though. I'm gonna go back and see. And
okay, it's not
man,
that one.
like, how do we call these? Right, it's going to be so hard, man. Like, his name is 22. I can't, like, unless you pick up outfits, which is not really a thing that you do that often, And there's one thing that I notice as well, in solo mode, Sandstorm, is people don't rotate too often in the early games. They want to avoid the very predictable timing and of entry or the route of entry, so they can just stay alive as long as possible. And I think I agree with that. As long as they know what they're doing, as long as they have very efficient scouting, and that is a great gun, great outfit, and a great smoke to choke off the sidelines.
Yeah, and I believe. Ooh, and that's the last time we'll see it, because Sporta just comes in, sprays him down with the Vector, and we all know how dangerous the Vector can be in those close range fights, especially if you have that extended mag. You got 33 bullets, and I mean, at that range, you don't even need a full clip. You don't even need that an extended mag. He was standing right in front of the stairs, so it just made it that much easier for him. And we're looking.
I think
at
that is
after.
After. And Team 100 as well. You see, like, people would claim those spots. Like, we rarely even say that number in our job as a caster, right? But after 100, and would be the name maybe. And it's good to control Rozhok Hill. I think it's incredibly strong. It's actually very forgiving for solos to claim this spot as well, because the plateau is very high. He's just having that patience already that we talked about. Let's see whether he can find the best time to strike. I think he will just line up his shots. M416, and he missed the spray, and that is disappointing. Would that be the suppressor? I don't think that can be an excuse, Sandstorm.
No. There's no excuse there. The fact, look, first of all, props to him or props to them for that trigger discipline. Waited for the right time. Waited for the longest window that they could have to try and actually take down number 8 here. Not able to secure the kill. Pretty unfortunate, but. He's waiting with a DBS. Don't push that. You really don't want to. DBS close range. It's literally just one pump and you're dead. Let's see if after will actually try and find a chance here. If he try to find a window of opportunity to secure the kill without having to push. Level 2 vest, level 2 bag, level 2 helmet. Forced to use a little bit of his energy drinks there to heal up a little bit. But let's see if they're actually going to go for the push and secure the kill. I highly doubt it. It's just keep the position, keep the high ground, and make sure that you look around.
You know what? I've got a very interesting thought for you. How did that player lose health in the first place? That actually bothers my mind. Like, we missed something. But what happened?
I thought about it. I thought about it.
I don't have a theory.
Did he... Maybe he got on top of the tower and then he fell. Oh, wait a minute. It might have been because like he was in a car before. So it might have been like he was too quick getting out of the car before it actually stopping. So that's maybe why he took some damage. But that's the only logical explanation I have. I got nothing else. That has.
You know what? Did you see that kill feed as well? And he died for it. Maybe that after. Died in Rozhok, I don't know by whom, but then that's the problem. You either get too predictable and that same player that you didn't kill now gets to kill you, or like because you've made some sounds and people try to come in and slowly sneak up on you. And I think this is going to be interesting. Flare drops, we talked about those level 3 gear, very important in solo to stop you from getting killed by both action. And he will be able to watch that, and Vector once again spots are so strong, and Jordan, goodbye. Move.
That's 3 kills. That's a lot of points, no?
And we've seen quite a lot as well. Like he started out with the nade and getting a double, like from that Vector. And you know what? Vector is my personal favorite SMG. I can actually find clips for you guys from me playing certain tournaments, at least TDM tournaments that I've been rocking that, and I love it so much. It's such a laser. But you know what? Time to heal up, buddy. I hope you're okay, Sporter. Are you okay? Don't die right now. Don't die on us.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, he's sitting very still, just waiting for that headshot. But I don't think there's anyone around him at the moment. So he should be perfectly fine. Maybe he's just in awe that he got 3 kills. He got that many points at the beginning of the game. Look, it is a pretty good start. It is a pretty good start to like get him there with the first game. Ooh boy, not sure what to call you. All I got is 21 right now. Level 1. You know what? I'm gonna call you level 1 because that's all you got. You got a level 1 vest, level 1 bag, level 1 helmet, and just one sad painkiller. That is pretty unfortunate in terms of loot, though. I'm not sure I want to know. I'm not sure he wants to know either. Oh no.
That's so weird. Like, what? It's been so long since the game started. It's been cruising around. I mean, like, people play the game for different reasons, right? Like, it could be because of driving, because he didn't have this good time driving in another game. You know, people play it differently. But that is just so interesting to see. How can you have almost absolutely nothing? Like, at this stage of the game, like, what's the game plan? Because I know for sure if I play this, I'm going to play a little bit slow early, but that loot will be so important, right? I'm going to get so stacked. I'm going to come in, use my game knowledge to come in the maybe phase 3 or 4, get a power position and start fragging, right? But so it's completely different. It seems like this player has been quite efficient, you know, looting. Like, one small thing that we can see, you know, going to these compounds, that pretty far and keep getting the best loot you want, and you just keep boosting up, and every bit of bandage counts, and just running as you are looting up when there's no one nearby. Very efficient play, even from these small maneuvers, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's still pretty good. I mean, he's got 8 energy drinks, he's got a painkiller, 6 first aids, so he can actually just heal up for such a long time. Although the second zone did actually go further away from him, so I'm assuming there was another northern rotation, another northern shift from the zone there. So I'm expecting maybe towards Severny, maybe towards shooting range. That might be where we might see the end of the first game. But definitely curious to find out what's going to happen to that player with, you know, quite a lot of. I swear we would try. Look, if we understood, if we could read Korean, we would read out the names. I feel so bad. I feel so terrible because, like, that's one thing that we're supposed to be doing constantly is, you know, talking about the players and or talking about the teams. But I get you now. I am very frustrated that I can't understand any of this. This is very sad for me personally.
But you know what? Like, one day in this lifetime, we will understand this, and as long as the vault is there, we can do that, right? And with this shift, it's so interesting because that river dissects this new circle. So with the majority of the ground to the northern side as well, and you know, people usually don't know how to play that part of the map so well. It comes down to your knowledge to every single dip, every particular tree or rock. So I would see a lot of congestion around, you know, the north part of Rozok, maybe people thinking to, you know, keep options open, you know, knowing when to cross or whatnot. Sporter is on his way to get his 4th kill, but against the Mark 14 is not going to be an easy fight.
Oh, no, it's not. But let's see if, I guess, number 24. You know what? Okay, Unicorn. Yeah, that's it. We're going with Unicorn. I see a lot of colors. I see a horn on that bag. Okay, actually, Pegasus. Might be a Pegasus. Doesn't matter. We'll see if the Pegasus survives in a 1v1 versus Sporta. You're going up against a Vector in close range. I know it's a Mark 14. I know it's an MK14, but the high rate of fire might actually shred you. Let's have a look. We still got so many smokes being thrown out here. Sporta knows exactly what's going on. He knows all the... What? No. Are you kidding me? What? You jumped through the window only to go back up again. Okay, I'm not sure if he's trying to play mind games. I'm not sure if he's trying to tease his opponent, but now he's got to go back indoors, so that means that Sporta has 1 of 2 choices. Are you kidding me? He's going to try and get him through the window, not able to, jumps down again. This is just an episode of Cat and Mouse. What is going on? They're just running after each other. I love the Molotov, though. But honestly, my brain melted from that. He has to heal. He has to heal. He threw the Molotov to buy himself some time. And now Sporta is just pre-firing every single corner. Now he peeks. No. He knows. He knows he's on the roof. And now I guess the fight of the pre-fire starts. And who's going to be the one that comes out on top? Unicorn once more dropping onto the balcony, going back to the main stairs. And now he's just waiting for a chance. I mean, look, these guys can't even see each other. I'm so lost. Where is he? Where is he? Where's that? Ah, there we go.
Up top, man. Wow, he went all the way up as well. Just, man, my brain, like...
Oh!
Imagine.
Okay, and that's ambitious.
You know what? One of these days in our careers, we're going to see a pan kill. In pro play.
I can't wait.
Smack. Is to be thrown. You know what boggles me was when Unicorn went out and then he dares to vault back in and climb through the window. We've seen a lot
and just
in pro play.
Ignore the other player.
Exactly. Mid animation, is such a huge problem. You do something, you want to jump, that you became a very predictable projectile. You climb in the window, you can't shoot like during that animation. I can't believe none of them have been punished for anything so far, right? But maybe this here comes the play.
Oh.
What is going on, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Another smoke has been thrown. Okay. All right. Come on, Unicorn. Come on. You can either go for the fight or you can just run and hide and play for some placement points at least. Because right now, Sporta with the 30 points that he has per kill, he's racking up quite a nice amount within the first game. We're about halfway through our first game as well. 16 minutes and 20 seconds have passed. And Sporta, I think he is the kill leader at the moment in our first game. He's trying to see if he can actually get that fourth kill. He might just peek and go for it there with a Vector, but the trigger discipline. He's waiting. Because I don't think that Unicorn actually knows where Sporta is. He has been very quiet for the last couple of moments. And now Sporta might actually be coming up from behind them. He's waiting for him to go back up again. And now the search continues for Unicorn, but is the search ever gonna come to fruition? Is he ever gonna find out where Sporta is? Or is he just gonna try and run? You could steal the car and run.
Yep, I mean, that is one way. Like, that is one way. If he is so confident that he starts driving, for someone to run and try to aim at you, do a quick car seat swap, and then spray you back down. That would be so sick. But you need to be so... Oh, that might be the play. Would that be a play? Can he pull it off? And he can't. Oh, my lord. I said it. I planned it for him. But he didn't listen. He couldn't listen. And that's the problem, man. Like, the quick reaction coming through. You know what? Sports has been one of the best players. Like, in the small maneuvers, in the small things, he's been pretty sweet. You know, and reacting to audio cues is such a huge part of this game. And he's done it very nicely so far.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with 4 kills, he's just stacked at the moment. He's stacked when it comes to loot from every way, in terms of healing, in terms of kills, in terms of points, in terms of what is YouTube doing right now. He's trying to secure a kill, but looks like the fight will continue as his opponent will retreat to the tower. You're not. See, here's the thing. We call this Wizard Tower, no?
I call them, yeah, I call it Wizard Tower as well. And you know what? It's actually in probably an extremely strong spot, but cannot be held by one. Because the escape strategy is so limited, that is just crazy. But YouTube's trying to tap with his M4 on that red dot there, and then would just show his presence. But you can't do bot shots right here. There's no bot bait. Everyone's like real. So I wonder what the deal is. And it's a little bit half-hearted, I feel like, for both sides, but there are some distance to travel, so that would probably be, the way to go. You know what, Sandstorm, I'm going to make this... Oh, God, I can't hop in. I want to play this, but I'm not in South Korea. I need to wait for my time to shine. You know what? I'm going to travel for this so that I just can get some Bitcoin vaults. I want to jump in this, I want to show them how to do it. I might be overly confident, but you know what? I may have a decent chance. What do you think?
I mean, here's the thing. I definitely agree. Because we all get this. We all get this. We're watching the games and we're like, we can do that, right? That's the only reason we think we can do that is because we literally know anything and everything that is going on in the game right now. We know how many players. We know where the zone is right now. We know exactly how much time is going to be moving. Obviously, all this is given to the players, yes. But we know exactly where the position of every single other player there is. But it's different. So I mean, I would have the same mindset. I would have exactly the same thought process. You know what? I can jump into this game and just destroy everyone. But then I jump into the game and then me and someone just hot drop together. I go to one room, he goes to another room. I come out with a change of clothes. He comes out with a level 3 vest and an M249 with an extended mag. How? I don't even know, but that's just PUBG Mobile.
And that Sporta maybe getting a 6 kill as well, just coming in. Very hard to scout these because solos just know how to stay silent. I think parking skills would be a very key thing, right? Knowing how to play stealthy and then just strike. And sometimes it's very easy to fall to that. It's so hard to clear. It's so slow. Like there's one term that we use in pro play. Upon arriving building, you would first clear, then set up, right? You go and clear every single room to make sure no one's sneaky is staying around there. But it takes so long to clear, some of these compounds, like especially the one that we've just passed through. But if you guys know the map well enough, we are heading towards the northeastern side. Some sprays come through. Team number 18, that is Grassman right now. We want more Grassman because Ghillie Suit so OP right now.
Oh yeah, always has been, always will be. Let's see who will be showing up with that Ghillie Suit. Ooh. Oh, no, not like this! Not like this! Of all the places that you go, Pennywise will be waiting for you, and that's exactly what happened. That is the clown I was talking about. That's Pennywise right there. Good God.
And now he's changed names. Like, no, it's just like Pennywise. How can we merge, new name for Pennywise with the Ghillie Suit? Like, he's doing Ghillie Suit things and he took it. So is he? I don't know. Like, you probably have a better idea. Ghillie
Wise, maybe, because I mean, it's the best I got right now. I'm gonna go with Ghillie Wise. Yeah. I think it fits.
But you know what? Sporter with his 6th already. We've seen half of these kills, right? But a lot of them is just picking people apart, like knowing where people are and just finding the time. It's just landing those shots, really, because we've definitely seen some of these shots missing. But YouTube, on the other hand, in the kill feed, popping off. Maybe all those were just bait, lowering people's guards. I'm tapping this and there is not a really good tap, is not a good time to strike, is not a good spray. But then you would think I'm a noob and I will kill you now. Maybe that's part of the game plan. Phase 4 is on its way, and we will have a new shift very soon. And this part of the map, Sandstorm, very hard to play for those who don't know it enough.
Oh yeah, that's I guess that when it comes to any kind of location, any kind of area that you want to go to, it just comes with experience. You just get to know the game, you get to know the map more and more the more time you put into it. So and like that's the thing. Even for for players, for casters, for coaches, for analysts, it applies to all of them. The more that you play the game, the more I guess information that you have, the deeper understanding of the game that you have, and the easier it will be for you. So that's the thing. When we look at those players, one thing that we should have mentioned actually with regarding advice is just to constantly play the game, constantly practice, and constantly try different things. See what style suits you. See what which city you just like playing around. There are people, for example, we like Pachinki. It's a very nice location. It's central to the map. That's where we're going to go. But, okay, it's going to come with a lot of problems. It's going to come with a lot of maybe other teams or other players that are going to be dropping in for that, so you best be ready. If you are, if you constantly jump there, you constantly get used to the fights in the early game, your skill is just going to get better and better. You will get better and better at the game. And that's the thing. Yep. It applies to rotations and it applies to positioning as well.
Very, very important. I think that's the thing. Like, the base homework that we do as casters, like when time allows, is to really get to know the game. Like, I've got some of my favorite ways to do that as player 80 is coming in against 11, and that is a little bit of a crazy fight. I think he's opened fire and he just needs to keep pre-firing. Yes, because his positions know with that person peak, that will be very sweet. So we talk about trigger discipline. You need to make it count when you open fire, especially from basically no covers, but that's about it.
And now YouTube outside in the 4th zone. And oh boy, I don't see a car. We all know what that means. He's going to be healing for quite some time. Meanwhile, we got the Terminator of our first game, Sporta, who has 6 kills. Can he go for 7? I believe there's 2 players around yes. 1. Yeah, you got 1 player held up in the Wizard Tower. We got another player playing, I guess, alongside the lake. I don't think he's going to be playing for too long as Azumic Gaming at the moment with that DP. Just unloading, not able to secure that kill. Maybe a couple more bullets will be able to. Just one more. Just tap, tap, tap away. You just need that one more bullet to get that kill. And what do we call it? I don't even... What in the world is he wearing? What are they wearing? What is that? Is that a chicken suit?
It's
not a chicken suit. Why would I think it's a chicken? It has to be a bee. A wasp?
It has to be a bee. It's probably a bee and a hornet. A hornet. a Hornet outfit.
Oh,
So the Hornet
okay,
is
that
fine.
makes sense. Yeah.
That's it, right? Okay, but this circle is amazing as we see Sporter trying to get his kill. Azumik Gaming, like, is trying his luck again, just looping around maybe to apply pressure where he did try to finish what he started. Sporter is in a decent position. Problem is, he needs to go uphill. The vehicle is there. He's got more than one choice, and that's extremely important, right, guys? We talked about cars, and that will be YouTube eventually going down, and that is, wow, like, just the player who got out of Sliver of Health, 11 comes into strike.
Perfect timing, and now Sporta just casually cruising around the zone in its entirety. Ooh, but now he's going for his 7th kill of the game. Let's have a look if he's going to be able to secure. Oh my god! Okay, I mean, we went from the Vector to now the MG3. Sporta is just not letting anyone else have any fun, is he?
Oh, I mean, like, this type of circle, man, like, maybe driving with the car. You know what? I've got a bit of a theory. If you know the map well enough, then you select a certain segment of the map where you can just circle around to find enemies with your car, but you need to pick those areas that wouldn't really punish you that much, right? You can still reset, you can still find the next cover, and I think that would be so key in this circle if they want to ramp up some kills.
Well, let's see who will have the most kills. Although I think at this point in time, at this point of the game, it's already kind of been decided. It is going to be Sporta. He already has 7. I mean, we do have a couple of players with like 1 kills, 2 kills at the moment, but it's going to be very difficult to reach the 7 kills of Sporta at the moment. Who knows? He might be able to reach a nice 10. Let's see if he will be able to get to those double digits at the moment, rather, he is crawling up towards number 11 at the moment. And he's got number 64. He's got 2 enemies in his sights right now. And I love the fact that he's focusing on both. He just wants to fight both.
And I think it's great. We talk about the trigger discipline coming in alongside that game sense to say, hey, new zone's about to pop. I should not shoot now. Otherwise, I may just lose my spot. But that is going to be the high ground. We'll see everyone spot. Beautiful spray from number 8. And that's 16 gone. But that is 64 gone as well. That is a great position. When you control this gas station, those sight lines are amazing.
That they are. Come on, Sporta. Is he going to be able to spray him down before he gets out of the car? No. But he might be able to actually get his feet. Just a couple more taps. But now he's got the cover behind the rock. The question is, the nade? Nope. Not even a question. Not even able to damage him one bit. The second one as well, not going to be working out. But Sporta is just constantly pushing. He wants to get the kill. The nade gives him a little bit of an advantage. And that will be the 8th kill. And we already got the last 2 players left. It is going to be Sporta versus number 8. 8 kills. Will we see 9 in this situation, in this first game of the day? Remember, ladies and gents, it's going to be on Erangel and then Miramar.
You know what? Place your bets right now, guys, because we know it's going to be a 1v1. Pretty huge round for 1v1, but I think Sporta has been playing this game for a long time, at least. Very experienced, and that is actually, I'd say, a mistake by playing number 8. Just going to that gas station where he held before it Sparta and would try to spray it down now. The repositioning is extremely important, but can he get to somewhere that he can stay stealthy and reset? I don't think it's going to be easy at all.
What is he doing? What is number 8 doing? He's just trying to drive around as much as possible. Sporta is just playing firing range, shooting range at this point. Trying to secure the kill. Not able to. Does a decent bit of damage, though. But I guess with the buggy smoking now, Sporta might actually try to blow it up and secure the kill. But it is going to be a 1v1. Sporta taking a tiny bit of damage. And don't forget, he only has... I mean, yes, he has a level 3 helmet. He has a level 3 bag. But they are quite damaged. So maybe if this fight just keeps on going for longer, I don't think he's going to be able to win. But with the zone being, being in his advantage or being in his corner, it's going to be very difficult for number 8 to move, especially with the buggy already smoking in this scenario. So I think this game might already be done and dusted for Sporta. Let's see if he manages to close it out. Sad that we won't see the 10 kills, if I'm being honest, but still a hell of a performance.
You know what? Like, I think it's easy to wrap this up, right? Just get the side angle a bit more to really finally completely break that vehicle to force number 8 on his feet, but he's just using those utilities like just well timed. The smoke wall is not easy to build, but he made it through, and that's the time when Sporter wished that he has some utilities, and that is actually going to closer than we want. That is a missed opportunity, and I don't like it one bit. Sporter needs to redeem himself and take the chicken.
Well, let's see. Is it going to be 9 kills for Sporta or 5 kills for number 8 over here? Yes, I like the fact that Sport is sitting in the car. So he must have seen that player moved, but the nade does a decent bit of damage. Not able to blow up the car though. And Sporta is forced to retreat, forced to go back, and forced to heal, which gives some extra time. And now the ghillie suit. And there's a DBS and an M4, so the DBS might be quite deadly in those close range fights. Let's have a look. Sporta decided to take the car once more. Yeah, he's going to try and rotate. He's going to try and take a different position, but he knows exactly where that last player is. Takes a lot of damage, but the MG3,
Beautiful.
are you kidding me? Oh, he just scopes it on him pretty easily. Gets that 9th kill. And he gets himself the chicken dinner. So you got a first place, and you got the most kills in the lobby in the game. And that is one hell of a start. One hell of a start for DS Sporta.
It is crazy. I think he's just extremely confident. You can see the way that he plays and moves. You can see he's got those thinking. The PUBG IQ is pretty high there. Like towards the end, he's like, well, I missed the opportunity. I need to relocate him. We've got this, ridge line, but may not be to my advantage. I'm going to get into that car, to smoke off one side, quick rotation to force him to open fire to find his location, reposition, MG3, boom, done. So I'd say it could be risky, but he knows what he's doing, and that's what I love to do. Even in the skirmish before, yes, he's got a missed opportunity waiting on the player to rotate, but then he naded at one side while pushing out on the other to guarantee that guy's kind of pinch between exposing himself and taking nade damage. And when he's stuck in the middle, that spray is going to be worse because the screen shakes from that nade. So these small things, you can see some very good individual plays.
It really was quite, one hell of a performance, honestly. I was surprised that we were able to find this many kills on the one player in the first game of our second week of qualifiers for South Korea. But very excited for the next game. Very excited for the next couple of weeks as well. I want to see more players with this skill level. I want to see more players who are hungry for kills, who are hungry for points. Don't worry, we'll be showing you the points, and we'll be showing you everything that you need to know within a couple of moments. But I want to go back to that game. I want to go back to, I guess, the very start of it. Sporta, honestly, because we only had 27 players in that game, but I'm trying to remember, did he actually start off his journey? Was it around Pachinki? Was it around Gatka, I believe? He started around those spots. And I don't know, I feel like he just had, a hit list, and he just kept going around and killing everyone. I was just bamboozled by that. He would just walk up to a compound, someone's in here. That's the thing that you pointed out. It's always scout. It's always look at your surroundings. And if you play the game long enough, you get used to, you memorize these spawn points for the cars. And when you see it's like, that's not a spawn. Someone parked it there. Someone's in there. And then you just go in, ready, you get the point, and it's just that much practice gives you so much information to work with. And I guess you see things that other players don't see unless they have the experience.
Yeah, I think information manipulation is very key here. Knowing how much to expose to therefore execute on a particular tactic. And most of the time in this game mode, in solo, you want to do the other side, right? You want to keep your cars, inside the garage or somewhere. Stay stealthy if you want to bait people to come in, right? But there's certain spots that you want to play extremely loud, extremely present, and say, don't even come close. And that could be to your advantage, right? So there's so many different ways to play it, but I think the higher level play comes in when you know exactly why you are doing that, and you have the flexibility to, adapt between the several options.
Well, we shall see who will be able to adapt the best in our upcoming game. We are going to be jumping into Miramar later on, but I want to see everyone else's opinion. Why don't you guys let us know in the chat? Was that did you expect to see a player come out with 9 kills. Did we expect to see someone coming out with that strong a start? I mean, look, we already know he's definitely going to be there. I'm definitely, I guess, excited to see what Sporta will be able to do in the finals. But I now want to look at the second game, and I already want to think, who might we see actually reach that same level, and if we'll actually see someone reach that same performance, reach the same number of kills, reach the same number of points that Sporta got in our first game.
We should do a quick math as well, right? So he's got himself 9 kills, I believe. So that is 270 points just from kill points, right? And he's got the win as well. So that is 670 points. So that is actually quite hard to get. Like, I think 700 would be a very strong breaking point, because like, other than the fact that you can get it from, you either win the game and get 10 kills at least, you would need to come maybe second or lower place and get even more kills. So I think 700 is quite crazy. So if someone can average like taking that, and we have this number that we brought before, right, guys? It's called the power factor. So we look at these points and then we find a certain average to showcase how good is someone performing, and we factor in the consistency because it's an average score across certain games that they play. I think a power factor that is show a kind of per game point of 650 will still be a very, very strong showing.
Oh yeah, definitely a strong start from Sport. And like, here's the thing, a lot of other players did actually have a good start. For example, and number 8, I believe he got second place in the game, but he still managed to come out with 4 kills. So that's still, what, 120 points? That's still a good start for him. So, you know, just because you didn't get that chicken dinner, just because you didn't get that first place, doesn't mean that, you know, you can't make up for it. Doesn't mean that, you know, you can't give it another shot. And like we said before, if you don't qualify from the first week or the second week, we have 4 qualifiers per country. So you have 4 chances. You have a chance every week to try and qualify and make sure that you get to the finals to try and, I guess, get that big prize pool from SkillzVault and, of course, the Bitcoin Vault. Now, before we jump into the next topic, before we jump into the next game, just a quick question. Tarzan, I never actually asked you this, but I do want to get your opinion. Let's say you're one of the solos in the tournament. Take the same exact playing path that we had in the last game, right? Just a reminder, Zarki towards, I guess, the eastern side of the military island. Where would you drop? What kind of loot would you personally be looking for? Like, I kind of want to take like your play style. Like, what are the weapons that you'd like to use, and what's your best loadout? Let's say.
You know what? I would go for M4 DP and probably play around Quarry, because people don't know that enough, but enough power positions around there. Very good to hold as a solo when you play Split as well. But you know what? You guys may have to wait on that for extended version of that answer, because we're going to go on a short break. Okay, and we'll come back to this weapon loadouts, and I'll give you a very juicy reason as to why.
Cryptocurrencies, it's like a virtual money. You can start it, you can spend it, transfer it, you can store it for short term or long term, like an investment. But overall speaking, it's like a virtual money. You can use it to buy things either online or offline. The only difference is that cryptocurrencies are quite new compared to fiat money.
A headshot right there, the damage amplifier will be very, very important. It will be about the survival game here. They're trying to make that move. That will be a drop shot, but that was preemptive. They get a lot of bullets if they're strong. So strong, and we have another 1v1 coming here. After going on into school, that will be him coming in, but severely behind. But maybe that high ground is not quite enough to make that happen. The first utility that we will see in SkillzVault will result to a bit of a maneuver coming from number 23. Killer's trying to maneuver around the tree as he provides with the DP and chasing it down as he takes the good kill. So easy. It is like training ground, guys. You just get shot down as we see Huni try to finish what he started, and that was executed brilliantly. In place, create some decoy and keep moving, but that is not going to be an easy one. Serkan continues to miss his shots. with the brilliant tap with the M16, like in the Mini 14 style, we should say. In pro play, maybe you're split, but in solo play, you need to at least analyze your landscape. But that was just a sad one. On to player number 3, it was to get out of position, because that was many players shooting at that car, and whoever gets to these foliages and dips the challenger. Player number 4 will make it into the building with a position in the circle as well. We're down to 5 players. We have the north side to control against themselves. Sporter with the sports car, with the vroom vroom at all, but we have the first stage to build. That won't be a chance for him to use. We'll go for the pre-fire and beautiful headshot with the M4. That's why you practice your CQC, guys. That goes for to combat orders to hide himself from one side as he assesses the situation. Everyone starts to close in this type of situation. The high ground may not do you any good. You may be first to expose as he come in with the Uzi. Will take one as the blue sound ticks, and that is the third party. That is Sporter with the beautiful game.
Bitcoin Vault, it's a cryptocurrency. It's like any other cryptocurrency there is on the market, except one difference. The difference is quite huge, because in Bitcoin Vault, we allow users to reverse a transaction. It means that if you make a mistake, if you send money to the wrong address, or you just simply change your mind, you can reverse the transaction. It's quite the opposite with other cryptocurrencies, where you send the money and it's sent. It's already gone from your wallet. In our case, you have 24 hours to make a decision, to change your decision, if you want to proceed with your transaction or you want to cancel it.
Easy. It's like training ground, guys. You just get shot down, as we see Huni try to finish what he started, miss his shots, and Mini with the brilliant tap with the M16. Like in pro play, maybe you're split, but in solo play, you need to at least analyze your landscape.
Virtual cryptocurrency wallets allow users to store crypto, to store different kind of coins or tokens in like a virtual wallet. It's the same as your traditional wallet. You can have euro, dollars, Korean wons, whatever. In a crypto wallet, you have the same, but you store cryptocurrencies online or offline in your virtual wallet. It is possible to change crypto into fiat money, into traditional money. It is possible through an exchange, a crypto exchange, which accepts both crypto assets and fiat money. Like, for example, you can change from Bitcoin Vault to Korean won or Japanese yen. It's possible. You just need to have an account on a crypto exchange.
A headshot right there, the damage amplifier will be very, very important. It will be about the survival game here. They're trying to make that move. That will be a drop shot to get a lot of bullets if they're strong. So strong, and we have another 1v1 coming here. After going on into school, that will be him coming in, but severely punished.
mining of cryptocurrencies, it's a big topic. There are crypto that you can mine, or there are cryptos that you can stake to earn more crypto. So, for example, Bitcoin or Bitcoin Vault are cryptocurrencies that allows mining. So you can connect your device, like your computer, and your computational power can be used to mine cryptocurrencies. Right now, it's quite difficult to mine bigger cryptos, like Bitcoin, for example. You need a lot of computational power to be able to mine even one Bitcoin. With Bitcoin Vault, it's much easier. Bitcoin Vault is the only cryptocurrency on the market that allows reversible transactions. It is possible through a unique set of private and public keys. We use those to allow users to perform different kind of transactions. So, for example, if you are sending crypto from one address to another, you are using a combination of one of the three keys. If you change your mind in the process and you want to cancel and reverse this transaction, you are using a different private key. So our free key security structure is a concept of managing three private keys that are a common tool in crypto, where you can use different keys to perform different kind of transactions, and at the end you can either reverse it or speed it up.
A huge amount of time spent on developing a new security standard in crypto has paid off. In November 2020, the Bitcoin Vault 3-key security solution was launched on mainnet. Therefore, Bitcoin Vault has delivered on its promise to become a cryptocurrency allowing reversible transactions. It is time to move forward. In the coming years, the team behind Bitcoin Vault will focus on 6 work streams. Number 1. Development. Our main goal here will be to become a part of a decentralized application ecosystem revolving around Ethereum 2.0. That's why we want to create a wrapped version of Bitcoin Vault by the end of 2021. Number 2. Security. We have our own team of blockchain security experts who audit the code on a regular basis. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's why we stay ahead of dangers and potential loopholes or bugs in the system. We will work with external partners to apply any fixes necessary, perform penetration tests, and at some point work with community and white hats on blockchain security. Number 3. User experience. Bitcoin Vault apps will continue to improve. In the coming years, we will focus on collecting user feedback and applying it to redesign our products to make them user-friendly, convenient, and fresh. Number 4. Products. Along with IT development, we are strongly focusing on market adoption with new products in the pipeline. In 2021, we want to launch staking products with our partner support and connect the Bitcoin Vault ecosystem to fiat currencies. Number 5. Marketing. Awareness. This will be our marketing and communication focus for the next few years. Despite years of rapid development, only a small percentage of people around the world use crypto. It's time for a change. And last but not least, number 6. Quantum computing. The final work stream is more long-term. We are looking at quantum computing concepts with a lot of expectations. What would that mean for blockchain and distributed ledger technology? We will partner with public institutions and private businesses to find a new role for blockchain projects supporting emerging technologies. We cannot predict the future, but we can shape it. Join us. Find out more by visiting our website at btcv.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to SkillzVault. We've got our first game of this second qualifier for South Korea, so we've got more to go. Onto Miramar is actually my personal favorite map. Not like I don't like trees or anything, guys, but it's a very punishing map and heavily rewards those who know it. You know what? Like, I want to see some of those action Sporter with the victory in game 1 as well, and seeing a lot of those small maneuvers coming through that shows off his skill set. What do you think, Sandstorm? He is trying to give me the dub right now. A bit of a new look and say, you know what? We are cool, bro.
No, it's just whenever there's Miramar involved, I always have to wear the sunglasses because at the end of the day, we're not only the casters, but we're also the pilots. So I kind of need my sunglasses just so I can give them a nice little plane path, and then it's up to you if you want to give them a nice zone. If not, well, that's your problem. They'll have to deal with you. I'm just kind of blaming him. Don't look at me. Although no, we're both equally responsible. If the plane path is horrible and if the zone is even worse, you can blame us. But no, don't worry. Hopefully we'll have a grand time. Hopefully we'll have a good time with our second game. Miramar, obviously. I'm expecting to see a lot more sniper fights. I'm expecting to see a lot more long distance fights in this game. I'm also expecting to see a lot of surprised people in this game because I'm just waiting for someone to be peeking and, like, for example, checking the northern sector, and then all of a sudden you just get hit from the east, from the west, from the south. That's the thing with the Miramar. You have to be aware of so many different angles, and especially when you're playing like around a city, you have a lot of high grounds around you. It's hard for someone to spot you until you take the first shot. Then it's going to be pretty easy if they manage to see you through the window. But nevertheless, I'm excited to see how, I guess, our players will be playing it out this game.
You know what? Weak side awareness will be very, very important. I mean, across the game, extremely punishing, on Miramar if you can't do it because, in the other so-called competitive maps, you can just go prone if there's grass. Like, if you miss that opportunity, take away that sideline. Right here, you look so bare. Like, on the ground, you would feel like, I look like a noob. But you know what? Pick your spot wisely then. So we study the map. We go into those skirmish with first win the game in the IQ game. Mind game as well. Very, very key. Then use it. Use those things to execute with your mechanics. So can't wait to see it. I want to see more players this time around. And, I'm also here to learn. We talked about these solo plays. I feel like Sporter has practiced that almost. It's like, as a solo mode, I'm going to use this that normally wouldn't always work. It could be very high risk, but he just did it so smoothly.
Oh no, he did. It's just, I feel like he was just moving from one place to the other throughout the entirety of that first game. And the fact that he managed to get 9 kills in a lobby with 26, 27 people from the start of the game. So technically, he literally wiped a third of our competitors. He wiped out a third of the people that we had participating in the first game. So I guess you would already have like quite a lot of players who are like, why am I here, bro? He's killing everyone. He's destroying everyone. So you already have people who are like second guessing themselves, but like, no, don't worry about that. Don't overthink that. Like, if you make a mistake in one game, just make sure, learn from that mistake. Try to make sure you don't repeat it in the next game. And if you keep that mindset, you keep learning from those mistakes, you keep becoming a better and better player. And who knows, we might see you on the international stage. We might see you in the PUBG Mobile esports scene as well.
Yeah, and the thing, like, otherwise, if those are not your goals, then have loads of fun and you may win something and just practice. Yes, you may not need to practice being on the big stage, but it's a good way to learn how to present yourself and show up when there's an audience. Like, because it's almost like doing a presentation of a different sort, and those skills are transferable. We talked about this earlier in this broadcast, how sometimes it's not just about the game, and when you see it that way, you can learn more maybe within the game, and you would feel like it's better. I'm not just being extremely addicted or just like really focused on one thing, trying to be a better person at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I think this might be the perfect time, Tarzan, to bring him back. So you mentioned before we went on a break, and I kind of want to discuss that, and because I want to try, I guess, compare your loadout to what we might see from this second game coming up soon. So before, you mentioned you'd like to take the M4, you'd like to take the DP. But give me like, what's your, let's say, favorite drop location, and where do you usually go from there? Like, forget the zone. It's just I want to know like what kind of play style you like to have in your games.
Which map are we talking about, though? I think that can
Let's
change
just go
quite a
Erangel.
few things.
Let's just go with Erangel
yes.
because it's the OG one.
I would still go around Quarry side, especially after the update. Quarry's been pretty good when it comes to loot, and if you do those early game homework, you would know, within maybe a minute or so, you wouldn't have any sort of, risk coming in. You just keep 360 when you're parachuting, and then if people ever want to, get to you, they either have to run extremely quick or they're forced to drive within the distance that you could hear them, right? So I would definitely, select which bit of quarry to loot, and then try to follow a particular path and end at the side where people can be heard if they ever pull close, right? If I didn't have any of that, I would look at the plane path, see whether I want to hold quarry for a little bit around the main roads. If not, head towards maybe the northeastern side of it to control some of those hills where there are some dips to park them. Stay very stealthy if you know how to do that. And the key about quarry is there's quite a lot of vehicle spawns like surrounding it, right? So, and even if you don't have it right next to it, there are options slightly further. So that would be my pick, and I kind of studied that part of the map before as well when I played, scrims, etc. But that's feels like forever now, but it's, to be fair, maybe half a year. But all those knowledge helped me to be here right now.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I like that. That's why I love asking this kind of question, because you get a little bit of an idea of how many things I guess each player or each person takes into account when they're jumping into a game, when they're participating into a tournament. And that's kind of what I want to see from those players participating in our tournaments. Have a specific area that you just constantly drop in. You know it like the back of your hand, and you just know that. Yeah, like you said, that there's going to be car spawns. You know exactly when they're going to be coming. You're going to be able to hear them if they are coming, and even if they do, that'll give you enough time to run away. That'll give you enough time to reposition, get yourself ready to actually get into the fight. So that there are a lot of factors, and I like the fact that you take all these things into consideration when it comes to dropping in. So you can imagine how many more things you can actually pile on top of that if you were to jump into like a team game. No, if you were to jump into 4 players, 1 squad, then you would have it would just be like on a much larger scale at the end of the day. But we're focusing on solos. We're focusing on 1-player games at the moment, and so far the lobby is readying up. We should be jumping into the game pretty soon. And you know what? I'm looking at those teams. I'm looking at those players, and I'm looking at the names. And Sporta, man, I'm just feeling scared for the other players. I'm just feeling scared. Like, do you think we might actually see a back-to-back chicken dinner from Sporta, considering how strong he came out in that first game?
You know what? I think there is a chance, because I don't easily give these type of confidence away. Like, I may jinx them, but it's based on pure analysis. Seems like he knows when to strike, right? So he comes in from a side to check his back, and he doesn't come in by brute force. He didn't accidentally end up there. Oh, the spot is open in the zone, I'll just take it. Seems like he had those thinking. Even in the last rotation, he first used a little bit of relative high ground before going in. So the game sense is there, and that can prevent a player to, whilst playing very aggressively and confidently, get backstabbed. So that is so important as an area skill. So I will put my money on that, to be fair.
All right. Well, you know what? After the performance that he's had, after that first game that he's had, it's really, really possible for us to see another chicken dinner, another first place by Sporta. We'll have to find out, because I believe we are going to be jumping into the game very, very shortly. And I am excited to see what kind of playing path we're going to have here. And obviously, because, Miramar, you have the biggest, I guess, landmass compared to all the other maps. So I believe it's going to take even longer for us to see a couple of fights throughout this game. But I do want to see where these guys are going to be dropping. Where are they going to be going, and how they're going to be able to adapt to that, because I'm already looking at them right now, and they're just killing each other in prison right now, and that's how much they want to win this. They just instantly want to jump into the game. They instantly want to start getting those points, and let's find out who's going to be our second champion of the day. Or is it just going to be the one champion for the whole day?
I think like what's on the line here is actually huge. It's not just the fact that they get to have some cash prize, etc. It's the chance to play with those influencers like Saudi TV. Like they look amazing, right? And I wonder maybe we should do a bit of that soon. But like getting in touch and building a connection with someone who knows what they're doing, who is maybe 1 or 2 steps ahead, can really give you that perspective, to go even further. But you know what? I think the plane is on its way. Let's head over to the desert dunes of Miramar, and this plane path will provide so many opportunities. We talked about El Pozo. That is probably one very good spot for these players to go, and it's a pretty northern plane path. We will need to see how they do it, but this time around, you know what? We've got Sporter killing so many people they've given up on their lives. We've got 11 people on this huge map, and I think that really, need to cause some players to think, how am I going to play this? Where am I going to go? What's the game plan right now? And I think those planning is actually pretty important in that early game, even in solo.
It really, really is. So at the beginning of the game, we already see we got a couple of people who are going to be playing very, very passive. I don't see anyone going to the likes of El Pozo. That's actually one of my favorite spots when it comes to Miramar. You have, I believe you might have a player or two going towards Trailer Park and Ruins. So super passive. Actually, no, he might actually be heading towards El Pozo. I do want to see where Sporta will be dropping off. I'm expecting maybe a Picado, maybe Picado. I don't think he would go for Los Leones from jumping that early from the flight, but let's see where everyone else is going to be going. We're going to have someone in water treatment. Hacienda might have a visitor as well, but looks like Power Grid will be the drop location for Sporta at the moment, and I'm not too sure about this drop. Like I know, yes, it's in a very central, very nice location, but I'm not sure he's gonna find a lot of loot here. Let's find out.
Yeah, and it's so hard to. I mean, I've coached teams who have a split around Power Grid and surrounding, but it's not easy to get a vehicle. That's the biggest problem. Yes, you will have access to one of the strongest spots of the game, but like, would it be worth it? I mean, one thing for sure is that it's going to be quite hard for him to find enemies in the early game, which is great for looting phase, right? But Picado, man, like, I wish to see more of these. And okay, it's going to come through. That's just going to be Uzi spray. There's no way to go. And that's his feet. And that's just him into the grave. And you know what? You risk it, and you will need to suffer the consequences. These SMGs early game with no vest, man, deadly. And we're down to 10. And you know what? It's actually a great news for some of these players because they at least have some placement points. And you know what? The placement points do not be too different. Maybe great. Maybe about, surviving towards the end. Just find a survival. Find one spot. You just need one play and one spot, and you can maybe win this one game and get your one chance to spend it with those lovely influences.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, it's just a way to interact with your community. It's just a way to interact with the lovely people who love to play this game. And that's the thing. It's all about just bringing the community closer and closer together. And that's one of the things I honestly love about esports, and I love about gaming in general. Just the opportunity to get to know people all over the world, all over the place. And that's what we're giving you the opportunity to do here as well. You get to play with some influencers. You get to play with some incredible people in their field. And now I'm looking towards the 10 players that we have. And I love that. Honestly, I love the numbers. We went from like 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 100. As in when it comes to the numbers of the players. 87 and then 100. Azumi Gaming will be taking the number 87 spot. They've also dropped in the Power Grid location, so they will be quite close to the likes of DS Sporta. Might have to be a little bit extra careful. Look at their loot, though, when it comes to Azumi Gaming. They got level 3 helmet, level 3 bag, so, they won't be under the threat of just getting instantly knocked or instantly finished with a headshot. And right now, already, I want to try and actually go for those names. What is that backpack, Tarzan? I need help explaining that. I got nothing. Is that
Azumi Gaming? I'd say it's just going to be, I don't know, Evil Bride, something like that. It's almost like cosplay. It feels like something that I'm going to see in Halloween. But you know what, Jordan? We've seen him lose his fight in Pachinki. So now coming into Hacienda, actually one of my favorite hot drops. I think it's huge. Like the amount of plays that you can make it is so good. And then that early game, maneuver when you just make sure you use your I button will reward you so much. Knowing where to drop if someone's like running away, not wanting to take the fight, you can really land on the side that can hunt them down, spray them down, leave them, absolutely nothing. And you know what? It's time to look at the Golden Mirado. I've fallen in love with it, to be fair. Like when it first released, I think it looks beautiful, and it's also why I drop here, because a lot of people will come for it, and I can kill a lot of noobs.
Okay, so I would definitely be one of those people that you'd kill at the start of the game. Man, oh yeah, look, I've tried playing the game a couple of times. I am absolutely atrocious. I'm terrible. I can't for the life of me. I would literally be sitting there if you were to tell me, "Yo, Sandstorm, go clear this building or go loot this building." I'll be like, "Okay, I'll go and I'll come back like after 5-6 minutes." 5-6 minutes like when you think about it, it's not that long. But in game time, it is a very long time. You go into a building, 2 minutes max. You loot it, you're out, you're ready to rotate, you're ready to move with your team. Oh, no, not like this.
Not like this.
Not like this.
Not
like this. You're walking into the wrong neighborhood. This is the wrong spot. Oh, God, please don't do it. Number 7, not like that. No, this is just going to end horribly. It is going to end horribly if he doesn't spot out.
He doesn't know, though. I think that is why Sports has been landing in some, like outskirts of main cities, so that people would be greedy and say, you know what, I finished the main bit, I would continue, and then that is Sports doing exactly what he needs to do, right? Like just staying absolutely stealthy. I've been thinking whether he's been so good with this particular game plan, if we were able to read his mind just that little bit, to have closed every single door like that he's gone through. Like that would be such a key thing to do, to be fair, in this particular playstyle, just to really bait people into these very common spots. And next time, I believe when number 7 stand up and open his shots against another enemy, that's when Sporter will strike, and there's a chance that he studied this enough to say, you know what, we're going to spray down both at the same time.
All right, we do set our sights onto Jordan at the moment, who's in Picado with another player. It seems he's not going to be the only one. Let's see. Are they actually aware of each other's presence? That would always be the first question in these solo games and in these solo tournaments. The second would be, should I fight or should I run? The question is always fight. Do it. Try and go for the kills. Go for the glory. Let's have a look here. We got numero dos, number 2, with a Car9 and a Scar. Jordan out in the open. Oh no! We've all been there. No. We've all been there, Tarzan. We've all been there. It's happened to every single one of us. Okay. Reload. Get ready for round 2. That was very disappointing, honestly. He was waiting for the perfect moment. He had the opportunity. Now Jordan might be able to turn the favor. And this 1v1 close range, the M4 is superior to the Scar. He gets out the first kill for himself. That's going to be 30 juicy points for Jordan. And Sporta still waiting for his first kill of the game. He might be able to get it right here, right now with the AK close range, high caliber bullets. We know what's going to happen. And he's not aware. Sporta goes down to half health, but he still gets the kill. That is another juicy kill to add. The 10th kill across 2 games for one player in our second and last game of the day. One hell of a performance by Sporta so far.
You know what? Like, it sucks to be the other guy, but I know in classics, I know what you guys are going to say. Camper. He is camping.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It gives you the prize. It gives you many things, even in pro play. Yes, we are doing third-person perspective. It's going to be the meta. I don't think it's going to change for some very specific reasons. But you know what? It's equal fields. Like, it's just patience. It's tactics. You know, how many people would have opened fire already? So we can't just call him camping. I do not believe is really a thing. Whoever uses it, I think 90% of the time are just really, really salty. I get it, right? I get it. But you know what? It's all within the game. It's part of it. So we have to suck it up. And, next time maybe use a little bit of that to our own advantage.
Yeah. I mean, look, this is a battle royale, right? This is a battle royale. This is essentially war. all is fair in love and war. Camping, not camping, I don't care. Whatever you do that gets you the win, that's it. It doesn't matter what it is. Obviously, as long as it's not cheating, teaming, or anything like that, As long as you're, playing by the rules, as long as you're playing fair, do whatever it takes to get yourself that dub. Do whatever it takes to get yourself that juicy chicken dinner. And do whatever it takes to get an MG3. Oh, baby. Another fresh level 3 helmet, level 3 bag. He's got an 8x scope to make sure that he can add to his Car9 as well. Did he leave the MG3?
He doesn't want it, though. Maybe he wants the bolty. He wants to have the sweetest type of kill, right? Like just one drop, boom, gone. We're still waiting on those. I think I've seen maybe once, like last week. It's so rare that I'm so unsure, right? So this type of land will really heavily reward those who knows how to play it. There's so many small dips, but with a really flashy car, you need to really think how to really maneuver this. We talked about this before, Sandstorm, leaving in here, being very tunnel upon spotting one player to leave your behind open. It could turn really, really bad.
Well, let's see. As number 1 at the moment, we got okay. We got an M249, 150 bullets, enough to kill literally everyone else that's left in the game. Jordan with the Car9 at the moment, just currently scouting a couple of buildings towards the northern side of the map. He's going to be retreating towards the southern side, though. The first zone has almost closed. We should be seeing that second shift. We should be seeing that second zone. But I'm seeing someone in a car driving towards the compound. That might be Sporta. No, it's Jordan. Jordan, I think, knows that there might be a player around him. Or actually, wait. Maybe he does. He's still in the car. He's popped out. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. For the love of God, take cover. And he doesn't have the time. Jordan with the M4. We can see clearly now why he decided to stay with the M4. Why he didn't want to switch to the MG3. And he gets his second kill of the game, and we're down to 7 players. I feel like this is going to be an end like with Jordan going up against Sporta.
You know what? I think it's possible. But we also, like there were so many players who have lost their chance from one very small mistake. And I would love to have the thought that they have fixed that, come back with that one key learning from game 1 and actually showcase their skills. They did have the chance to. I love to be proved wrong sometimes. You know what? I think they're going to win. No, show me that it's you and not him. Right? This type of circle, extremely tricky, especially with the San Martin plateau in place. So many small dips, relative high ground, high ground upon high ground, we've got graveyard, which is a great place to hold. But as a solo, incredibly hard. People can sneak up behind you to take that away. But San Martin area, I think, is still extremely fun to see.
Well, let's see if it manages to go there. We got 1.7K, almost 1.8K meters between number 6 and the current zone. It needs about 2.5 minutes to start moving. We'll see. Oh no. Oh no. Is he gonna go for it? Is he actually gonna run the entire way?
I mean,
this is one of the problems of Miramar.
And this guy with the... Okay, I love this. You know what? We've seen this, like, Yellow Bear. I mean, Yellow Little Bear with the VSS. I think is one of the most underrated gun. It is a VSS. I love to see... Imagine, okay, being killed on Miramar by a VSS. Boom.
Okay, so... I've done it before. Well, I've killed someone with a VSS on Miramar. But here's the thing. Like when you say that, do you mean that it has to be like an incredibly long distance kill? Because the fall off range is so bad with the VSS. It is absolutely terrible. It's atrocious. That's why I don't like the game. Bullet drop, my bad. Yeah, the bullet drop is very, very bad on the weapon. Like you basically, like you literally have to use it as if you're using like a grenade launcher on long distance. You just have to aim up and hope for the best. That's how I see it. Let's see.
I think it's a sweet range. Like there's certain range I would love to run a VSS M4 on any map because I can do quick scope changes and it comes with the scope. It's like it can rocket. You can rocket so easily. You need one mag maybe, and then you can decide when to strike in a particular distance when the bullet drop is completely manageable, and then you can stay stealthy. That is a sweet range, for the VSS, and you can still actually play from one very good position and keep hitting people like within the stealth, and that is crazy. I love watching VSS. I love to use it. I know I may not use it if I play comp, and but you know what? It always has this place in my heart, man, and I can't shake it off.
I mean, look. Awesome. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it there. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna focus on the last 7 people that we have. I'm not sure that they're gonna stay 7. I like the fact that it's only 7 people, but everyone is so passive. Everyone is so chill in this game, except Jordan. Jordan's just on the hunt for kills upon kills upon kills. He wants to catch up to Sporta. Because like we saw in the first game, Sporta got 9 kills. We had a total of 10 people in this lobby, so Jordan has got some catching up to do in order to, I guess, maybe even get to the same points that Sporta has, but I think that's highly unlikely throughout this game.
It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle as well, because we start off with like fewer players this game. So when Jordan went out earlier, the amount of placement points he's got must be lower than what Sporta would have gotten, because we've only got like 7 players remaining. And then Jordan as well, like when he was trying to maneuver, get aggressive, I realized one thing, like he would park the car, like he didn't quite know where is a safe distance to stop the car. So staying stealthy whilst scouting, I think, is one of the most overlooked skill. And if you want to go pro, you really, really need to know, right? Like, oh, someone's there, I want to go scout it, but I don't want him to know how far should I stay. Right, so do your own experiment, find a friend, use custom room or whatnot. That is a very, very key info that I should say, like for you to succeed if you want to go to the highest level of play.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you can learn so many different things, and there's always going to be different ways to improve, different ways to get better at the game, different ways to learn. And that's one of the things that you got to have. You got to have the mindset for it. You got to have the I guess the attitude towards it. And that's one thing that I always like to focus on every single region and every single tournament is I want to see like the reactions of the players on social media, for example. What do they say? Do they blame themselves? Do they blame like at the, oh no, the zone didn't help us, the zone was against us, the other team got lucky? Is that what they're saying? Or are they genuinely trying to improve themselves and thinking, you know what, we made a mistake rotating from here to here, we should have done this, we should have done that. That's always what I try to look for, the right mindset when it comes to esports. Because if you come into this thinking, I'm just going to get lucky with the zone, I'm going to win, or no, they just had, no, Jordan, no!
the car as well that we love. Just stuck in the middle. Rest in peace. You know what, like, when you're a good player, you can play off that info. You know what? I've created a bait in a way, and people will say, you know what? I don't want to come close anymore. But let's have a look at that minimap. I think it will give us a very good amount of info. That is him leaving I'd say, kind of roadblock for people to say, you know what? I don't want to come close. I don't want to enter the circle via the main road of Saint Martin. And that could be, a great way, to put pressure on these other players, force them for a wider rotation. Who knows? But we may get a bit of a slower game if it's a city finish. I think it's still very possible, but now that will be testing them on a different area of skill. You know what? Jordan will dodge that SKS shot. It's going to be a skirmish. I think Jordan isn't going to back down from this.
Oh, Jordan. I mean, look, number 4 right now doesn't know that he's up against an AWM. There's the headshot, baby. Jordan takes him out. That's going to be the 3rd kill of the game. And what a beauty it was. He didn't know he was up against an AWM. But that's the thing, like, even when you're in a sniper fight, you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving. You can't just stand there, not even for a split second, because that right there is exactly what's going to happen. And now, Tarzan, we're down to 6 players 19 minutes into this game.
But you know what's crazy? I didn't even think the players stopped moving. And that's why it was so awesome to watch. Like a boat action in that perspective, finally, with an AWM straight to the head on a moving target. That was insane. And you know what? I would love to see him use that same weapon to kill more people the same way in this game. That would be such a highlight reel.
Oh yeah, and I'm hoping to see a highlight reel from Jordan from the rest of this game. He's got 5 more targets left on the map. Let's see. He has approximately 10. I think he used 2. He missed 1 and then he killed with 1. So he should still have roughly 13, 18 bullets. I think it's 13. You usually get 15 with the AWM if I'm not mistaken. 15 or 20.
I think I'm worried
still have
for him. You know why?
Why?
Because he lost his car, and now he's in one of the big cities that we may not have the circle, and it's only phase 3, right? So I know St. Martin's rather untouched. I hope he can find a car there, but if he didn't have the initiative to do that, and he ended up needing to run when people are rotating, he may get caught. Because who wouldn't, like, rotating past this area to have a gentle look, maybe from the St. Martin plateau on that south side to make sure it's clear, right? So Sporta still very much in the game. We saw a lot of good abilities, at least from 2 players so far, and I think it's going to be neck to neck, and I would love to see the difference come through from the smallest detail.
Well, we do have a look at Sporta at the moment, who's, not gonna lie, kind of surprised me a little bit. The last game, he was just going from compound to compound, from house to house, getting kill after kill. This time, he seems to be a lot more relaxed. Jordan seems to be the one who's just running around and getting those kills. So I want to see a little bit more from... not Jordan. I don't want to see more from Jordan. Unless I give the other players a chance, man. You got an AWM already. You already got 4 kills. That's more than enough. But Sporta, on the other hand, needs to kind of up his game in Miramar here, because the third zone is actually closing in, and we're going to be seeing the 4th circle of the game, and I'm very curious to see where that one's going to go.
I want to see what Azumi Gaming is going to go as well with the trike. You know what? I suck at this thing so much. In general, my driving is just terrible, right? And is not with that into this circle is going to be so interesting. I love this circle, by the way, because it will heavily reward those who wouldn't just say stay in compounds. If they can find a very good hilltop 1 rock, they can really use that as the sniper tower, man. And it allows so much of these basics and shots to be landing. So a lot of those long range skills, extremely key here.
Well, Azumic Gaming coming in from the southern side, the 4th zone, not the worst. And again, with the 6 players that we have left, shouldn't be seeing that many fights. Meanwhile, Azumic, actually, you got a lot of loot. Level 3 bag and a helmet. You got 5 first aids as well. You got about 9, 10 painkillers and energy drinks. So very well off when it comes to the loot. But let's see if that loot is going to give him the opportunity to come out on top. Or will we see a double chicken dinner from Sporta? Will we see the rise of Jordan in our second game? So many questions. And so little time left on this game. I expect this game to last another 7 minutes. I expect this to reach 30, 31, and around then the game might be over. We do have player number 6 currently joining us on the northern side of the circle. Sporta. Oh no! The AWM is gone! No! Rest in peace! I mean, it's not really gone. It's kind of just moved from Jordan to Sporta, and unfortunately, we won't be seeing a Jordan chicken dinner this time, but now it looks like it might just be a Sporta double chicken dinner victory in today's games. You got the AWM, and you got player number 5 jumping in, and we got the lovely replay right there from Sporta versus Jordan. Thank you guys very much for that, just so we can have a look at exactly what happened on that side of the map. But now we got Azumic Gaming and number 5, I believe. That is currently around to drop.
Those type of small CQC stuff is almost chess game. Who's going to pre-fire first? Who's going to bait someone to over push? Who knows the little bit of cover? And you know what? Sporta may well be the winner of today and will get a chance, to make it to the finals. And that's just going to be crazy. I think he I don't know how he looks like, or she. You know what? Like, that's something that we want to talk about more, guys. Like, we need to say he or she a lot more, because we are actually seeing this like esports getting like more of the ladies in, and they can be extremely talented, even in the pro scene and in the European scene. We've got a good handful of like female teams and female players who are more talented, more disciplined, and a better sportsman, unfortunately, than some of like us lads. So that is some change that we want to see, and is a change that is very welcoming. It actually is heartwarming to me thinking about it, and want to see everyone be in this, and for this circle, get in quick. If you can't control those compounds or some very important hilltops, that's pretty much GG. And we've got Azumi Gaming, allowing an enemy to rotate past him, and that is none other than our favorite Yellow Bear, I believe, as he made the way to a very good bit of landscape. Although it's on the edge, there's broken walls to use and to peek and shoot. So that is a good thing, like thinking process that I like it.
Yeah, look, at the moment, I was just gonna go with Mr. Bear, but you're right. No, I'm just gonna go with the Bear is able to reach the southern most point of the zone at the moment, and they're just trying to hide behind the wall. You see, they're trying to see if this area is in the zone, but it's not. It's 7 meters off, so they're gonna have to move a little bit deeper into the zone. And I definitely do agree with you. We do have a lot more, I guess a lot more people, a lot more women joining the esports world. The more, the better. That's the way I see it. This is esports is literally for anyone and everyone. And the more people that I see jumping into it, the more people that I see joining it, the happier it is, because people are actually using those opportunities, just like Sparta is using that one, managing to secure that third kill of the game for himself, not exposing himself too much as well. But I believe there might be one more player on the northern side of the map. But we are now down to the final 4. We have Sporta, Jordan, unfortunately not available at the moment. Please try again later. We got Azumi Gaming and our lovely Bear on the southern side of the map. Let's see, where is player number 4? That is the question, though.
I feel like we're going to see him very soon on the mini-map. On feet is my suspicion, right? Because where player 9 died was really unnecessary if they thought about those vehicles early. And you know what, like, I think that would be the biggest tip maybe for this caliber of play, like for those players who's trying to make it. As you can see, the top players always have those quick rotations with the cars, with the crash, to apply pressure and hide them well when needed as well. And Sporter is in those positions and trying to get onto the roof is what I'm seeing he's doing. Not quite easy if you don't have the best maneuver, but there he goes, using a great roof as well. You know what, this is great skill from this player, and even in the smallest things, it's not easy to make happen. As we see. Blue zone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Papa Blue is a term that we call. So much damage when we can't manage it in the late game.
Oh yeah, and I think that's the Blue Zone's first kill. And might just be the last one. Let's have a look. At the moment, the Bear is exposed to Sporta and their AWM, so that's going to be quite difficult to take. You gotta, oh my god, no. This is literally the worst sniper versus this is literally the weakest sniper in the game versus the strongest sniper in the game, regardless if it's bolt action or not. I don't think the VSS has got it. I don't think so. I mean, and the fact that actually no, he got rid of the AWM. He went for the Groza. He's gonna go for the close range fights here. And Sporta is just slowly but surely pushing up on the Bear, who's no longer the Bear because the Bear's gone. I don't see the Bear on the backpack. Kind of breaking my heart a little bit. But Azumi Gaming now. Ooh. Wait.
The Bear, though, I feel like he's been trying to play stealthy, and he has been able to. Sporter is just trying to do some gentle clearing of this hill, because he got pushed out of cover. So I think this is where the Bear might strike. After all, they bite. It's not like teddy bears. If you see a bear in real life, please run for your dear life. And that is actually a very good discipline, to not go for it. He got the sightlines, but he's maybe waiting for the nick zone so he can slowly sneak in. But Sports is using the car as cover, not scared to give away his position, giving that, because, unless you're facing more than one player, like, you usually can hold it down with this type of cover, but you may want to break some wheels. But Azumi Gaming is definitely struggling right now. Just going on foot is what seems to be the case, and there won't be any grass for you to prone and reset, and that will be him down. Sporter taking the 4th. And you know what? We might as well announce that he's going to make it to the finals because he's been playing so well today.
He really, really has. But now he's going to try and wrap it all up with another juicy chicken dinner. It's going to be either them or the teddy bear. M4 and VSS versus M4 and Groza. And we all know in those close range fights, the Groza can be deadly, but the nade from number 5 might actually give him the advantage, might actually give them the advantage that they need to win this 1v1. Sporta preparing a nade of his own, trying to see if he can actually even out the playing field. Manages to get a decent bit right there. He does have his energy drink pumping. This second nade, though, might be a little bit too dangerous. Not sure if it's actually going to damage them, though. No, not this time around. The smokes providing the cover, the nades not really hitting. And looks like number 5 is actually just going to try and go for the zone here. This might be the play because the zone has 35 seconds until it starts moving. And Sporta might be forced to either maneuver with the vehicle or he might be forced to just take the fight face first. And the advantage will be in the favor of number 5 here. I would honestly have gone further into the zone. You're still not in the zone at the moment. You have a couple of smokes to give you the cover that you need. Exactly. Go and hide behind the tractor. Go and hide behind the hay bales and just watch for Sporta, who's still unaware of this entire situation, but he's still giving himself a couple of smokes. He's still throwing a Molotov. He still thinks that, you know, last player is waiting for him to fight, but Sporta now gonna go for the car. He's gonna get exposed. We got the spray coming out, but is Sporta actually gonna get taken down? He still hasn't taken a sliver of damage. He whips out the M4 and instantly responds, and now he's gonna be going for the push. He's gonna try and go for the kill. He wants to go for the chicken dinner right here, right now. He's gonna peek. Oh, if you had the AWM. Imagine if you had the AWM, that would have been a very easy win. He peeks again. Good damage there. But number 5 going for the fight with the VSS. Oh, and he gets his tippy toes. Sporta getting that last kill of the game. He ends up coming out with 5 kills in total. Now, that means that he has about 14 kills across both games. And that is 420 points just from kills for the player DS Sporta. And now with the double chicken dinner, that is going to be a redonkulous amount of points, Tarzan.
It's also very good power factor as well. I think that average is crazy. When you think about the number of players in-game, he's been playing so well. So many basics, right? And he knows his timeline. But I have to give a bit of credit to the player that came second place. Like, he really used the landscape there. He first deployed 1 or 2 smoke to say, I'm going to make him feel like I'm going to go that way. That itself wasted Sporta maybe 6 frag grenades, which could be a game changer in the last cover to cover fight, right? So he used that, then he went to the next spot, used the smoke as soft cover to deploy a new sets of smoke to get into the next spot, which was that tractor. Unfortunately, that's the problem with the tractor. Like, you just need to make sure your toes are well hidden as well. So those were just back to the basics. But, you know, that second last phase was actually quite decently played. You can see the mind game there being so important.
Yeah, very well played. Sporta was just very aggressive. He wanted to try and just get in there, get the kill, but we saw some nice tactics coming out from number 5 towards the end of the game there. And see, that's the thing. So when you look at this game as number 5, number 1, in terms of advice and in terms of hints, number 1, great job when it comes to the rotations. Great job when it came to the plans. But now you need to work on your aim. You need to work on your fighting skills. That would be the next step in, you know, genuine improvement of your skill level. And again, if you want to try and participate in more and more tournaments, if you didn't make it through this qualifier, surprise, surprise, we have 2 more coming up within the next 2 weeks as well. So you'll have 2 more opportunities to make it into the finals. And honestly, from what I've seen today, from Sporta, from Jordan, I'm excited to see more and more players participate with us. I'm excited to see more of what I guess South Korea has to offer in terms of PUBG Mobile talent, and more excited to see what SkillzVault as well has to offer for the next coming weeks.
Very excited, to be fair. Like, I want to see the numbers go up, though. I think people are missing out on an opportunity. Like, even for pro players, I know it's weird, but, you know, it's a blooming field. There's so many ways to practice, so many ways to expose to a variety of competition that can sometimes really mold your brain or give you new ideas, you know, can bring it back to the way that you like to play this game. And then it can really help you have the best time and the best success.
Exactly, and we are going to be looking at the the rankings and everything later on, and we'll try to update you guys and let you know exactly what's going to happen and what are the next few steps. But we are going to be looking forward to seeing our host again. Testry, show yourself. We've missed you, man.
Hey, welcome back to the studio after 2 qualifying matches. Guys, we can say that after this game we have another man in the finals, another man to play with our stars, another Sporta playing side by side with Tuchiwa Puku and Sadu TV. Guys, I don't know which was better, your duocast or the game.
Well, it's hard to say, man, but this Sporta is probably better than I am, like to this point. I'm going to stay humble, right? There's so many small things, and when it comes to decisively making the execution under the pressure, it's not easy. So I think he has a very good shot to represent the country really, really well.
Yes, but did you Googled Sporta, DS Sporta? I did.
I haven't.
And he is like a professional gamer. He's a good guy. He's in the professional organization, so his skills was really high. I googled him and I checked that he 2 months ago he have won Tier A PUBG Mobile Pro Series Season 1. My God, DS Sporta. He's with us. He's with us. So to all of you who missed the first qualification, this was your moment. Now. The game is very serious, yes. The Sporta is coming. Maybe in the next week we will see another semi-pro or pro gamer joining our SkillzVault, tournament. That's perfect. I saw Sporta on the first game. He killed 33.3% of the players in the first game, 9 kills. Now he's showing himself in a very, very good way to win the whole tournament, I think.
It's crazy. I mean, in a way, more than a third, because it's impossible to kill himself. In a way, to get points rewarded for that, right? So depending on how you see it. So for the players available to be killed and to be rewarded, to play the game the right way, I think he's done killed more than a third of the lobby, but that is just insane. I think there's so much quick movements coming from him, and you could see it. And I never knew that this would be such an important theme, talking about vehicles, but when you see the pro level players coming in, that is the first thing that they do. They have that. They've got rotation options. They hide it well. They use it as the gear is so overlooked right now, and so I hope to see that a lot more, guys.
So Sporta, definitely we will remember this nickname, but who catch your attention the most? If not Sporta, expect the winner. Except the winner. Who catch your attention the most? There was some nice nicknames there.
I like Jordan, honestly. Jordan, because he constantly kept going for the drops. He was disappointed the first time. He only got the MG3 and he just left it there. That's the thing. I always like to look at the players that like to play a little bit aggressive. You rarely see players that like to go for the drops because they're always thinking there's gonna be someone at the drop. Why should I go? Jordan's thinking, me. I'm going to be that person that's going to be going for the drop. So you see that aggressive play style. Unfortunately, he ran into Sporta. He ran into a semi-pro. There's not much you can really do there. And the AWM isn't really going to help you in the close range fights. But I do want to see more of Jordan in the next coming weeks because I think he will inspire a lot more other people to kind of just join in. Because if you're not a pro player, but you're able to, I guess, play almost to the same level, qualify on the same in the same qualifiers maybe, or get close to it, that means that everyone absolutely has a chance in qualifying. Everyone has a chance in making it to the finals, and Jordan has pretty much shown that. Despite not getting any chicken dinners, but decent amount of kills, good placement, that's all you need.
So you're saying that the Jordan play style is like a drum and bass music, yeah, waiting for a drop. It is like, yeah. But he lost his his vehicle. He lost his vehicle.
We don't talk about
in a very important moment.
I don't know what you're talking about. We didn't see that. What car?
Okay, but yeah. Jordan was a very nice player. I wrote down a few more nicknames like Azumi Gaming. It sounds professional.
I feel like it's
does.
it's great to create yourself a brand. I think it's one very good way to think of a name and say hold yourself accountable, right? You claim a name, you want to claim a brand, and then you go like, now I've got something to do. Right, so I think we want to see more from this player. There's certain things that's somehow missing, but we didn't see absolutely everything. But like, I'd say that vehicle thing that I come back to would be a very key thing, like that can show the absolute level. Like, it's just draw the line there. If you don't use vehicles well, you probably are not considered at least like semi-pro, like, because there's no ways you're keeping your options very low in a map like Miramar is just not going to work. So I'd say that would be the main advice. But love seeing more of these players trying to put a brand behind their name and try to make a name for themselves.
Could you guys define the level of the players from 1 to 10 in this week?
I'll give it. Do we want to count? If we count Sporta, he kind of evens it out. If I look at it that way, because we had a lot of players that were very, very passive, but he was just the polar opposite. He was very aggressive, especially in that first game. He was constantly going for kills. You did see a lot of utility usage as well. Like, that obviously adds a couple of points. I'd give it a solid 7. For today's games. Yeah.
Okay, and Tarzan, for you?
I'd say is around 6 to 7 as well. Like, I see some potentials coming through. The gun control is there, but slowly, like, you have to go ahead of the curve. So I'd say that's a level, but soon, it takes a lot more to get a 6 or 7 out of 10, because with the scenes moving, everyone's growing, everyone's reading patch notes, everyone's having better sprays. So suddenly you need to master more skills, and mechanics become quite basic. Now in pro play, everyone can control a very nice spray in the long range with their AR. How about bringing that over to more than one gun? Master different type of loadout, as well as having just big mind games, like outplay. So that is where it really defines a great player.
Yeah, and Sporta just changed his mindset, his play style, because in the first game he was very, very aggressive, but in the second he was more careful, and I'm sure you catch that he was more careful. He was like looking, he didn't want to make any mistake.
Yeah, it definitely did look like that. It got very close towards the very end, honestly. In that last 1v1, he almost got bamboozled. He almost got outplayed and out-rotated. But at the end of the day, I guess his aim came in clutch. His skills came in clutch with that 1v1. And, VSS, no one should have a VSS. Just don't. Stop it. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. The fact that, you had an M4 VSS versus M4 Groza. You're never going to win that 1v1. You're never going to win that 1v1, especially when you're talking about the later stages of the game, when you're talking about someone that has a level 3 helmet, a level 3 bag. I don't even know if 20 bullets are enough to go through a level 3 vest at the moment. I don't know why I mentioned bag, but we're talking vest and helmet here. Level 3 against a VSS, that's not going to do a lot of damage. Against the Groza, that's going to shred you in 2 or 3 bullets. So I guess that definitely came in clutch for Sporta towards the end. And I guess he's just too good. He's just too clean.
Guys, what I'm happy about, that the level is increasing, and I can see that, because last week we were very happy about the level of the players, especially when we are talking about top 10. But now I see a difference, and when Sporta showed up in our tournament, I'm very happy. I think if esports organization are interested in this tournament. you can all say it's worth playing. And I think in the next qualification we see like three or four different sportas during the game.
I surely hope for that. Like, I want to see a lot of competition, a lot of neck-to-neck fight. Like, you know, a lot of people who will have the basics to come into somewhere and just clear it, so it won't be as like a one-sided fight. So all those things are on the table, and I think it's a, like I said, great opportunity to try, you know, different type of lobby, and you just slowly build, you know, how should I say, almost esports earning. I know it could be a funny term to say, but like you just need to slowly get something in, then upgrade some of your gear or whatnot. It's part of the grind, right? So never like ignore these small tournaments at whatever amount, especially for the younger generation, is actually a crazy amount of money. So keep your eyes open, you know, keep exploring, experience a lot of things, and see what's in it for you.
Yeah. Any last words, Sandstorm?
One, don't forget we have 2 more qualifiers. We have 2 more chances.
Yeah.
So make sure that you give those a shot if you want to qualify and, you know, have a chance to play in our finals for an amazing prize. And honestly, huge shout out, of course, to the SkillzVault team for the tournament, for what they're putting forward, for the opportunity that they're giving everyone, and the fact that, you know, we have the tournament and it's going to be running in 5 different countries. That's going to be huge. So make sure you don't miss out on it.
Professor Tazon, Sandstorm, thank you so much. Thanks to you, our dear viewers, and like Sandstorm said, to our entire SkillzVault team. Thank you so much again, and see you next Saturday. See you. Okay, guys, so today was pretty nice, 2 games, 2 matches, and I'm really happy. I will say that again, but I'm really happy that the level is increasing, and I hope in the 4th, in the last qualifications, we will see hundreds of players fighting for the place near Sadu TV and near Trwichiwa Polku. The stars are waiting. There are 2 more qualifications, so as I said before, www.skillzvault.gg. Go there, sign up, and don't remember to be in the next to be with us in the next Saturday. So thank you very much. Today it is a huge day for Sandstorm and for because he was with us, and today is a huge day for our winner. Thank you so much. See you on the next Saturday.
Hello BTCV enthusiasts! In this video you will find instructions on how to set up Gold Wallet on your mobile device, as well as how to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Before we start, you need to download and install Gold Wallet app. You can get it on Play Store for Android devices and on App Store for iOS devices. You will also need a second device. It can be another phone, tablet, or a computer. How to set up Gold Wallet. To start the onboarding process, open the Gold Wallet app and follow the instructions in this video. Set up a 4-digit PIN you will use to log in. Now re-enter the PIN to confirm it. Create a strong transaction password that you will use to confirm all transactions and tap Save. Now re-enter the password to confirm it and tap Save. You're all set. Tap Go to Dashboard to start using the Gold Wallet. How to create a 3-key Vault wallet. Tap Wallets in the menu at the bottom of the screen. Tap the plus icon on the top right corner of the screen. Choose a name for your wallet. Select a 3-key Vault wallet from the list. Tap Add New Wallet. Now you need to generate and add your fast transaction key. Go to keygenerator.bitcoinvault.global on a separate device. When you're ready, tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. On the Key Generator website, you will see a PDF document which contains your public key and private key. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a cancel transaction key. Now click Generate New Key to generate cancel transaction key and stay on the website. Tap Scan on the Gold Wallet mobile app. Use your mobile device to scan the public key QR code. Next, click Export as PDF and save this document as a fast transaction key. Wait for your wallet to be ready. It might take a while, so be patient. Now you will see a 12-word seed phrase. Write it down in the same order as it appears on the screen and store it in a safe place. Then tap OK, I wrote this down to go back to the main screen. Your wallet is now ready to use. Thank you for watching.